Good evening, Dude79 here, just doing a quick mic check. Thank you, 7 Dungeons, for that raid. We appreciate you. Congratulations on your first season, your first campaign coming to a close on Monday night. I just want to make sure our audio levels sound good.
How we sound, guys? What's going on out there?
We'll be live in just a moment. Welcome to another edition of Banter and Babble. I'm the Dude79, and joining me always, my esteemed colleague and royal, well-renowned piece of shit, Mr. Fanboytone. Mr. Fanboytone, what's going on, dude?
Not a whole lot of.
How you doing today?
I'm doing.
Are you doing good? Because I'm tired, man. I'm woke.
I'm very tired this entire week. I swear I just can't catch sleep.
I feel like every time we open up the show, we're just getting more and more tired. I feel like this is that time of year where everything just starts to pick up. Everything starts happening. Kids going back to school. Shit going down. We got work. We got the weather changing. It's bouncing, dude. It's that time of year where it just kind of gets a little fucking crazy.
Yeah, like it's kind of you want to nestle in and just like I eat soup all year round anyways, but I just want to sit around and go soup.
Yeah, it's a
soup all
Campbell's
the
type
time.
of weather, you know.
Campbell's. People just eat that shit.
I mean, what do you eat? Well, you're a Progresso.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah,
I'm a chunky
like
guy.
That. I like the Campbell's, like they're good shit, but like they're
Campbell
condensed.
chunky, like the big chunky.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That
Yeah.
I
I always figured you more as a Denny Moore beef stew kind of guy.
I do like beef stew.
Do you?
But not that brand.
Yeah.
I like beef stew in a bread bowl. That's what I used to get when I worked at Levi's. They used to have beef stew in a bread bowl, or they'd have French onion in a bread bowl. Chef's kiss.
French onion in a bread. It is pumpkin season.
Pumpkin season.
Goddamn right it is. 7D. You know it.
Pumpkin
Soup
season. Hey, 7 Dungeons, now that you're here, man, congratulations on the completion of the campaign.
Yeah.
Awesome work, my friend. I know you're looking forward to a nice little break, to a little chill time, to kind of get re-energized, and we got a little something planned for 9/24.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks from now, we're going to be joining 7 Dungeons and Grayson, along with our buddy Mike from Trinorth Studios, and King Cuddles.
Bigger piece of shit than me.
I mean, there's a lot of pieces of shit on this that are going to be a part of this.
It's gonna be a fucking mess.
But we're really looking forward to that. That's going to be Saturday, September 24th. Sounds like we're going to be kicking things off at 7 p.m. It's going to be a one-shot, but it's a Saturday night, and I'm going to be drinking for tone. So I'm gonna get lit. I'm gonna be that drunk barbarian, man.
Yeah,
I'm really excited about it.
We won't get out of the tavern. No, I know. Party meets at the tavern. Try to figure out how the quest goes, and we're all gonna die in there before you even get it. 4 hours in the tavern,
cool with
dead.
This.
Yeah, right.
I feel like that's memorable. I think people will really appreciate that.
Half-ass did 27 holes on Saturday. And still, listen, bro.
27 holes?
You ain't John Daly. You ain't pulling those numbers. No, fuck that. You ain't pulling those John Daly numbers. By the way, just want to say quick shout out here to John Daly. Listen, sir. Save some of it for us.
Yeah, save a little.
Come on. You are a goddamn legend.
The peak male athlete.
You are an apex predator on the green, bro. Like, I can't tell you how much every time I see anything about John Daly, I'll stop what I'm doing. Everything just stops in life for me. The world will stop.
That video you posted was hilarious.
I'm telling you, he is the fucking man. So, John Daly, this goes out to you.
Keep it real.
Keep it real.
Please keep it real.
Keep it real
You inspire the rest of us to believe that we can actually golf.
Right.
He does big things here. Mortally says, hey, speaking of that one shot, I heard dude hasn't built his character. Real piece of shit behavior. Au contraire, mon frere.
Oh, did you?
I do have my character built.
Okay.
Not completely done. I got to do the thing that Drastin has to do today. I got to roll the points to get my skill points and shit. That dude definitely fucks. You damn right he does.
Yeah.
You damn right he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're damn
not what
right
you're thinking.
Does, Josh. You're right. That dude definitely fucks.
Yeah.
Hey, how long is the stream going to be tonight? Zach, for you, there's no limit, bro.
Right.
The sky is the limit.
Right. The sky is the limit. We're going to take that road right into the danger zone.
Yeah, we're going right to the danger zone, bro. You know what I'm saying?
The sky's the limit.
I'm guessing Ferret Cleric. You know what? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe go fuck yourself. That's one of my favorite lines from The Departed. When he goes, hey, so what are we doing with the investigation? He's like, maybe not. Maybe go fuck yourself. That's seriously Mark Wahlberg's like best role. I love
good fucking flick.
Good flick for sure. What's up, Tricky Region? Crash, what's going on?
All the regulars.
Crash is a college student, guys.
Yeah, we're so proud of our little Crash this week. He started school this week. Forgot his pen and pencil the day one though. So, buddy, you got to get that little. You got to take the little. What was those little pencil? Like the zipper, you ever had those?
I skipped class. I never went.
Yeah, you never went.
I went to school. I went to college for 7 years, and I think I went to like 7 classes total.
Yeah, just took Math 105 over and over.
Dude, when I started college is when they started introducing online leagues for college football, and my brother and my friend. And dude, I spent all my time at home
playing NCAA football. You sick
recruiting running backs from my brother. With that online league, when they started doing that shit, man, that was over, dude. I was done. I was like, do I go take this exam? Or do I?
Danner, you can get that shit out of here.
I'm gonna block him real quick.
Block Danner. He's coming in here.
He gets a 14-week timeout. We'll see at the end of the season. No, go. Hey, man, you know what? It is college football week, dude. It begins. Well, I mean, it already began. Nebraska went out and just shit the bed. Their coach was already on the hot seat, and I don't know if you saw what he did the other night.
I don't, but I like when Nebraska shits the bed.
Dude, they were up by 11, and their coach was like, go for an onside kick. And they went for an onside kick with like 10 minutes left in the third quarter, and they never scored again, and they lost to Northwestern. Like, their coach, he was on the fucking hot seat, and he runs an onside kick when he's up by 11, blows momentum completely, and loses the game. I don't even know if he might have got fired this week. I don't even know. Hopefully. But I digress. This is not a sports show, but college football, baby.
College football, bro.
Let's go.
Fucking Sparty on, baby.
Friday night.
Coming.
The mighty Spartans take on the fierce Warriors from Western Michigan. The Bucking Broncos.
Whoop-de fucking do.
You gotta look out for them. Hey, you gotta look out for them Western
Broncos,
Broncos,
sometimes they do some shit.
They will bite you in the ass, man.
They do.
They will bite you in the ass. Notre Dame and Ohio State hate both, but man, yeah, Notre Dame's good this year. They're pretty good this year. I can't stand them. Can't stand them myself.
Yeah. So Crash. Apparently, if I was an old woman, that's. You want to extrapolate on that one, buddy? I kind of am these days. Yeah, apparently I'm an old woman.
I did get a pencil during my break. My psych professor reminds me of Tone if he was an old woman. Oh, is she hot?
She not wear pants? Like, what's up? Yeah.
Is she a piece of shit? I mean, I don't know. Yeah. What is it? You know, what's
she drinking a 40 in her cup?
There's got to be a point where you can connect the dots.
Right.
I'm guessing she's a piece of shit.
Beard?
She kind of looks and acts like you. So she's a piece of shit.
Well, how do you know that ain't my day job, asshole?
Yeah, she's a piece of shit. Good. Okay, cool. Acts like him, piece of shit. I mean, that's like,
tracks.
She probably does that in class. Gross.
Yeah.
But man, what have you been doing? Playing anything? Watching anything? Talk about the fucking Westworld finale. I heard that was awesome.
Well, yeah, the series finale of Westworld was definitely a disappointment.
Oh no!
I've been investing myself into that for 4 seasons. Big fan of it, actually. I like how it's progressed from the original. Even being there's a lot of neat things they do not to the original movie as well too, which is actually pretty cool. But yeah, the series finale was kind of a letdown, and that last season definitely was like it had potential. I was liking where it was kind of going, and then like. The last few episodes kind of chugged along and it kind of limped past over the goal line, and it's like I don't really understand why, like where. Listen, I've been hooked into it for 4 seasons, and up until like 3/4 of this 4th season, it's been good. Like it's been really awesome. They really went from the first one to where people were like, oh, it's just a reskin Jurassic Park story, to really like diverging into like this crazy like. Ex Machina thing and just a lot of things going on with it, but man, did it fucking not stick that landing so well. And maybe it didn't. I just didn't understand it. Maybe it was a little bit above my head because this show is very existential, very cerebral. Yeah. But even then, I'm just like, there's some things that don't feel good in here. And we had Aaron Paul in the last 2 seasons, which has been
was
awesome.
Aaron Paul on the show?
Aaron Paul is awesome, dude. So. And even that, like, he was wasted in the last season. Yes, House of Dragon. I know we're not going to talk about the series like we usually do week by week. However, I will say that series already has me by the fucking nards. I love the 2nd episode. I love the 1st episode. The fact that not only did the 1st episode break HBO and make it its biggest premiere ever with 10 million plus viewers, the 2nd episode had 2% growth in viewership. That doesn't
rare.
tell you. If you guys go back and look at a few episodes of this back a few ago, I was saying there's potential here for people are still hungry for some thrones in Westeros, and it's already proven that. So pretty excited.
Yeah, it's been really good. I've been digging it.
That's right,
I am now 2 episodes into season 2 of The Boys, so I am powering through that. You guys, I am so sorry. I will eat crow and apologize for taking so fucking long. That show is incredible. It's incredible. And I'm only on season 2, and I heard season 3 is fucking nuts. So going to continue to power through that. Really, really, really digging The Boys. Awesome show. I'm trying to think what else. Dude, now I'm sure a lot of people in here, because we have a lot of PC gamers. Last year, I think it was last October, November, a game came out on PC called Inscription.
Yeah, I got a buddy at work talking about this game pretty seriously.
I heard a lot about it, and then I dropped on Devolver brought it out to consoles, or maybe it's just on PlayStation right now. I think it's just PlayStation right now, but it's did you ever play Hand of Fate?
No.
The Hand of Fate games, there was like 2 of them. They were actually like really, really good games. They were really cool games. They were deck building card games. You battle with your cards and shit.
Okay.
Very similar to that type of presentation, only this is more it's roguelike, so you'll lose a lot, but when you die you unlock better cards, and roguelike, if you play roguelike you know what it is. I watched Samaritan last night. We'll talk about that in a minute. And right after I was done with that, I was like, fuck, I picked up Inscription. It was on sale. You could pre-order it for like $17.99. You get $2 off before it launched. I was like, well, I'll check it out. It's like 11 o'clock. I was like, oh, I'll see what it's all about.
Oh, great.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Oh, great. I started playing it, and I'm kind of learning the game. Next thing I know, it's like 2:15. I was like, fuck. God damn it. Wait, what was that card game roguelike? Are you talking about Slay? No, very similar to Slay the Spire, though. Very similar to Slay the Spire. Very similar to Slay the Spire. It's called Transcription. Or no.
Inscription.
It's out now on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. It's been on PC for like a year. $19.99. Awesome presentation. Awesome like atmosphere. It's a little fucked up. I know I've been real curious. It's Brian, I think you would dig it. If you like card games, right? If you like those like, card battling games where you build decks, and a lot of these cards have abilities that are very dark. It's a very dark game.
I like playing with decks.
And what was that? Oh, decks. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know you do. But no, it's good. It's really good. Like I said, the 2 hour or 3 hours that I played, I mean, went by quick. I was like, holy shit, it's 2:15.
You're really good at moderating yourself when it's time to go to bed.
Dude, I am fucking weak. I moderate my gaming like I do my drinking. It just there's no what is moderation? What does that even mean? How do you even spell it?
There's a blurred line.
Tone has decks in both hands. That's how much he loves them. He does.
Damn
man. He's
straight.
Got decks
I dual wield
everywhere.
my decks.
He dual wields. He's like skiing with his decks, man.
Right.
It's oh boy. See, that's why I can't read what people say. The Miz comes in, and I almost blurted that out.
Mhm.
I mean, I kind of did. So now Brian and the Miz are two people I cannot read their fucking comments.
True.
Brian Brian gets off on setting me up like that.
Oh, he's definitely not wearing pants.
Oh, I don't think he's ever worn pants. I think he just photoshops them on for his pictures. He's like, I'm wearing pants. It's like, no, you're not, dude. I know you're not. Trying to think what else I've been up to, man. I've just been doing a lot of cooking, trying to finalize my menu for a party that we're having on the 17th for the Michigan State game at Wisconsin or Washington. Typically, many years ago, before COVID hit, we would always have like a party every year for like an MSU away game. You know, we would go down and tailgate and hang out down there. I was like, hey, for an away game, we'll do a cookout, have people over, and we used to have some bangers at parties. I mean, these were really awesome parties. And so finally, we're gonna try it again this year. We're gonna put one together, and I'm trying to finalize that menu. Jay Hill knows those parties very well. He said they were very fun. Usually ended up a blur. It was like really heavy stuff.
Very heavy
Crash.
stuff.
I can confirm. He actually brought me a bottle of that. That shit is fucking incredible.
Top 3 favorite Faygo flavors. Candy apple is one of those.
It is really fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
Like he's got half the. I smashed mine before the show. I was just like, whoa. You know, it was really good. Where from? Where'd you get it?
Shamrock over on Center, but I've been seeing them a little bit more frequently. I think I saw it at a Speedway somewhere recently too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's drinking that. I'm drinking.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just kind of cutting back on the drinking for a hot minute right now because I have been on the VR a lot this week. And candy apple and screwball.
Dude, I just read the candy apple and screwball.
Shit.
Oh my god.
I wonder.
Tell you what, we won't have it. And by the way, there's no show next week. Well, we might do something on Wednesday night. Might do like a community night, or I might play Inscription or an indie title or something like that on Wednesday night. Just because it's a holiday week. We're gonna be out of town this weekend, and it's just a lot of stuff going on next week. But
hi, Kate.
We will definitely be back the following week. We should drink that. You should bring 2 more of these. I'll get some screwball.
Okay.
And we'll just try it. Just
okay.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Just nice and easy. We won't go heavy. Nice and easy.
Zoink Scoob.
Some screwball and candy apple Faygo. What could possibly go wrong?
I don't know. Cuddles suggested it, so what could possibly go wrong?
Oh, Jesus. That's gonna be like
I'm on that
video.
Cherry Verner's like it's blood coming out of an IV, bro. Because, like, I'm telling you, I can't get enough of it. I'm going through that Cherry Verner. Like, I'm going into the stores knowing I get Cherry Verners at home going, should I get one for the road while I'm driving around? Should I get some more?
My wife is buying them 3 12-packs at a time when she goes to the store.
Yeah.
If they're there. If they're even there.
Yeah. They're awesome.
They're really good.
They're not as fizzy as normal Verners, which is what I like about Verners is that fizz. That being said, that flavor, Jesus. And I got, apparently, from what I'm told, and I'm probably going to try this out this weekend, apparently it's really good with Crown. So
With Crown?
With Crown. So,
man, if we start introducing those kinds of drinks to this show, we're going to have to move the show to Friday nights. Seriously, man, we start doing hard liquor. This show, we're going to have to start at like 8 o'clock and do it on Friday nights.
Yeah.
Because it's going to get messy.
Yeah.
Sunkissed and Captain.
Sunkissed and Captain. Okay. Y'all some crazy freaks, though.
Yeah, I don't know about Sunkissed and Captain. I mean, that's probably out of the 3 we've seen. That's kind of the one I'd be like,
That's definitely a little controversial, but I respect it. Whatever gets you.
That one's, I would say that's just flat out sus. But, it's Josie, and he's a Michigan fan, so
creamsicle.
he
says it tastes like a creamsicle.
Well, okay.
So now he's putting it like that. But you can get that. Isn't there some vodka or something out there that's like a vanilla-y, like some form of liqueur that would be better than that then too? I wonder.
I can't partake for the one shot. What is it? I can't partake. I can't wait to partake. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying.
He already drank a fifth of
Jameson and Verners. Yeah, he's on screwball right now.
Take the blame if it sucks. Okay. Jameson and Verners is dope. Jameson. And
maybe
Verners?
For the 100th episode, what we'll do is we'll just get some like some pints, and we'll have the community suggest some drinks. And we'll do some pints, get some 20 ounces, and just do like try some different drinks. And that's probably a bad idea to even suggest that out loud.
This is episode 90.
I can't count that. I don't fucking know. Is it? I don't
I
know.
think we're on 90. I think this is episode 90 right now.
Oh man, we're closing in.
We're closing in on 100, y'all.
So we'll probably do the 100th episode on a midday on a Saturday again. Just FYI, just know that's probably gonna happen. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably going to be a mess. Or Friday night, maybe. I don't know. I don't even know.
I need at least 2 days after, so Friday night would probably be more ideal than a Saturday. I mean, at this rate, dude. I mean, hold on a sec. Let me look here.
Let's math a little bit here.
I'm going to do a little math here, y'all.
Ooh.
Which is not my strong suit. I failed math 082 twice at SBC, and then I had to take a 119 at Delta. That's basic fucking math, dude. My kid can do it.
Interesting that you had to take that going for your degree when you did that for 13 fucking years in high school.
I did, man. That was that's like entry course shit.
Fucking don't even get me started on that shit.
Episode 91 is there. 93.
My favorite math is when the book was shut. No math. Get that math out of
98,
here.
99, 1. Actually, that would work out good. 100 drops would be the week before Thanksgiving.
If we don't
skip anything else between. Which we can't. Things come up.
Yep.
But at this rate, with next week's being skipped over.
Well, don't forget the week of the 19th. We're not got one either. Remember?
Oh shit!
So we're talking now after Thanksgiving.
It would be November 30th. Well, that's a Wednesday, so it'd be December 2nd. Would be a Friday.
Day after my birthday.
After your and that's when.
That's also Callisto Protocol drops out.
We'll make it. Well, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
It's gonna be in December. That's all you need to know. December is one. Yeah, whenever it's gotta be because I mean we're off this week and this week because those are our weeks off. So it's gonna have to either be the 9th or the 16th.
But we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Crash. I do like Jaeger. I will drink Jaeger. I'm one of the few that does like black licorice. However, I don't know. It's probably not out there now anymore. It's been probably 15 some years, maybe longer. But at one point, there was probably a spot out in Olive Tree's parking lot that was a big fucking puke spot for me hemorrhaging out an entire fifth of Jaeger.
Man. Olive Tree is a classy joint, man.
Yeah, real classy. I get that reference, Brian. Yeah, so that's what we've been doing. I've been on the VR. I'm having a good time with that again, figuring out some different shit. Doing my VR bullshit. I'm getting ready for that Lesia beta. Hopefully we get an announcement for that. Jay McKenzie, you out there? You ain't out there. They've had some dev updates, so I'm really hoping beta coming soon. So I'm just kind of prepping, getting back on my bullshit and that Beat Sabers and some other games I'm trying out there. So just fucking, I tell you, every time I leave the VR, I want to cry because VR.
Every
is so
time
amazing.
I think I'm out.
Yep.
Pulls me back
in. I love it. So
every time, man.
That's all I've really been doing. Not a whole lot of anything. So
I was seriously again thinking about grabbing one of those MetaQuests, man.
Well, you could also wait until next year because I'm sure there's another quest coming. We got PSVR 2, but the nice thing about the MetaQuest, here's the difference: you're not gonna play the kind of games you're gonna on like the PSVR 2 or anything yet. And who knows when the next quest comes out, it'll probably be more powerful and maybe it will. Yeah. But I think the nice thing about not having the cords is if you want to use it for movement ability or exercise. I mean, I'm telling the exercise apps in there are insane right now too. But like, if you just want some freedom and stuff like that, it is more meant for a social platform besides having like an actual gaming experience, which is the PSVR 2. So that's what's nice about the MetaQuest. It definitely wants to lean into the social ability of it, things of that nature. So they are two different beasts, and I think that's fair to enjoy them separately as well too. So.
Damn, my respect for Tone went up. Went up? You mean it just started going up? Because you never respected Tone. Don't lie. Right. You're the third person I've met that likes Jaeger. Who doesn't like Jaeger?
It's because it tastes like black licorice. Not a lot of people like Jaeger.
I actually don't like black licorice eating it, but I do shots of Jaeger.
Yeah,
we used to do with that.
Yeah,
I don't think it's great, but I don't think it's fucking a shit show.
Jaeger bombs.
So yeah, no, I've been just playing a little bit of Inscription. I know The Last of Us, that remaster or the remake or whatever comes out this Friday. I'm actually going to try to hold off on it. I'm fighting it because tomorrow, Thursday, I'm hoping maybe I get my email for my Steam Deck.
Oh, yeah. I know Cappadocian actually passed on his recently.
Yep. I pre-ordered mine back in February, and they said September when they should have all of quarter 3 pre-orders done. but our production is ramped up, so now they're bringing people in from Q4, moving them up. So I should be pretty fucking close.
Pretty cool.
Getting my email to pre-order or to make my purchase. I took Friday off from work for The Last of Us. I got that Firefly. You got the Firefly edition. Gonna plan it over the 4-day week, and that Firefly edition's hot, man. They got Steelbook. Oh, so sick. I think it was exclusively through the PlayStation Store, wasn't it? Or whatever their Play Direct or PlayStation Direct or whatever it is. I think that's the only place you get the Firefly.
What about everybody out there? What have you guys all been doing?
Yeah, what the fuck have you guys been doing?
We might not even do a show. We're just gonna sit here and talk.
I'm not doing shit. I'm just gonna sit here and get drunk and hopefully you guys provide us with stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, well,
Brian, yeah.
I'm not reading that, Brian.
Clearly, hairiest palms on the eastern seaboard. We know.
I had a funny feeling that's where he was going to take that one. I didn't expect you to say
his palms match his beard.
Just okay. All right.
All right.
I'm sorry that we asked what everyone else was up to. I'm just going to assume everyone's doing.
I guess Brian took that over. Yeah.
Everyone's like, how do I follow up with that?
I know. Everybody in the community is like, well, to be honest with you, I've been on Adam and Eve all day. They got 50% off. So, yep. See, there we go. Everybody out
90
there.
90 hours of pissing off the motoring public. I mean, at least you're doing something with your life.
Hey, man, we all know Michigan's flower is the orange cone. Yeah.
Got me playing WoW.
Yeah, I see you guys are all playing WoW now.
Yeah. Cuddle's trying to
whatever. Get that MMO grind right. Whatever it takes.
Why don't you guys play Diablo 2? I heard that game. Or Diablo Immortal. I heard that's awesome.
You guys all quit after a week like I called it.
I still play.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do, man.
No, you don't.
I'm going hard at that shit.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right, so we only got a few
Fortnite?
topics because tonight's show will mostly be our fall preview, our most anticipated movies, TV shows, and games coming out this fall. But we do have a couple of topics to discuss.
Blips on the radars.
Things that have been popping up in the realm of pop culture. First up, Tone, let's get a movie review in. We're going to discuss.
We are.
Sly Stallone's latest Amazon Prime Video exclusive. Samaritan. Samaritan dropped on Amazon Prime Video.
Last Friday, was it?
I mean, who gives a shit? Starring Sylvester Stallone.
It's not cliffhanger.
Javin Walton, who plays young Sam. Pilu Asbeck. Cyrus, or we know him as Euron Greyjoy. And Dasha Polanco as Sam's mom, Tiffany. It's directed by Julius Avery, who directed 2018's Overlord, a movie that I actually really enjoyed. So when I saw he was directing this, I was like, cool. It's a superhero movie, and it's the guy who made Overlord. This should be pretty good. You know, what could go wrong? It's a story about two superheroes, Nemesis and Samaritan, who battled to the death years ago, or so people thought.
Also brothers.
We don't know how they got their powers. We don't know really what their powers even are other than super strength.
Tough guys.
Yeah, they're tough guys. And they battled to the death many, many moons ago. And little Sam is like, he's a believer. He thinks Samaritan is still alive. You know, everyone presumes they're dead, but there's believers out there, Tone. There's people out there like, no, he's alive.
Right.
My faith in Samaritan he's a hero. He's alive. Sam just bumps into anybody that's old and rugged. He's like, that's Samaritan. That's Samaritan. And just hopes one day it happens.
What do you mean rallies? Did I miss that?
What are we talking about, rallies?
I do love some rallies. They're fries, bro.
I mean, every time I eat rallies, I get sick. I can't even fuck with that place. Classic old man does revenge or fights people movie. It's actually worse than that. Tone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with you. The first thing that you said when I sent you my thoughts on this movie, you said you didn't hate it.
Right.
I don't hate this movie, but Tone, this is not a good movie.
No, it's not a good movie.
It's the thing was before the movie came out, reviews started trickling out online, and much like our viewers, we don't really buy into the reviews. I mean, it kind of gives you an idea of what people are saying, and I think that's an important conversation to have. But at the end of the day, the only opinion that matters is ours. I mean, yours matters too, but ours matters more than most, right?
That's all you, bro.
That's all. He's not okay. He's not gonna back me up on that one.
Nope.
Okay. Anyways, what I meant to say is the only opinion that matters is yours. So bad reviews,
Your
whatever.
own.
If it's Sly Stallone, He's in a superhero movie. The one thing I always check, though, if reviews come out and they're like, oh, it's not good, it's a Stallone movie, I go right away to the writing. I see who are the writers. And if it says Sylvester Stallone is a writer, immediately I'm like, oh, okay, this is probably not very good.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't a writer. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I like this director. I'm going to go watch it anyways. And then as the credits roll, I'm looking at it, written by so-and-so. I'm like, cool. It's not Stallone. But then it says Balboa Productions. Fuck. He still had a hand in it somehow. He still had something to do with the production of this movie. And from there on out, dude, the movie just downhill. The movie was okay to watch. Once I will never watch it again. I don't even think it was. I mean, it was. I thought the only reason I finished it, dude, because I wanted to see if it could get better or if it was just going to get worse. I didn't hate the movie, but I just feel like there's a nice twist in this movie. There is a nice twist, but it comes too little, too late. This is a generic story with generic acting and generic characters and generic writing and generic conversations. Everything you see in this movie has been ripped out of other movies that have done it much, much better. It's just, this is a bad movie. It's cringy as fuck. The dialogue reminded me of the dialogue we saw in Cosmic Sin. Very stilted. It goes nowhere. Doesn't really give you much to go off in terms of building the universe around it. You literally don't know what Nemesis and Samaritan are, how they got these powers. It's like, oh, they had kids and they were super strength and then they fought and they hated each other. And it was like, what the fuck? Huh? Mm-hmm. This is superhero? What kind of comic book is this? I mean, seriously, everything was generic. Welcome to Granite City. Oh, my God. Come on. Really? Granite City? And again, I like the fact that each guy represented a certain social aspect of a society. Mm-hmm. But it was just, dude, again, this is just stuff that was ripped off from other movies that did it infinitely better. It's a bad movie. It's not a good movie. I didn't hate it. I didn't want to hang myself through the movie. But I was just like, can't Sly get some better work, dude? Can't we get Sly something better than this? It's just a very, very bad movie. I don't know. That's all I thought of. I couldn't get into any of it, dude. It was cringy as fuck. There were so many scenes that were cringy as fuck. And I was just like, ugh, It's a bad movie. I want to get your thoughts. I know you have some nicer things to say about it.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed it, which was weird, but that came with a lot of self-awareness, though, too. Because I agree with everything you say. It's not a good movie. It's not written well. It's not directed well. The cast is half-baked. Mm-hmm. I mean, Sylvester Stallone, he hasn't been able to talk right for 20 years, so... no,
and it just sucks because you see a movie like joke. Copland, he can do drama, he can do when Stallone can act, or he could back in the day. He made great movies, were good acting.
Yeah.
The first, the first Rambo movie, I think it was called First Blood, really good. Yeah, it was actiony, but it was more. There was a lot of drama around that before.
Yeah, that was a whole different.
Before it went
ones.
to First Blood.
Before it went to campy action.
Yeah, when it went all that route, and then obviously Rocky, and then you look at Copland,
Crash.
He's made some really, really, really good movies with really good acting, but he just can't. He needs the fucking material.
Yeah,
he needs the writing.
Yeah, and I think that, like I said, I actually enjoyed watching it. I was glued to the entire time, which was weird. And the entire time, I'm like, man, this kid's kind of a shithead. Though I thought he's fine in Umbrella Academy, truth be told.
Maybe that's crazy. Maybe that's
right. But he's funny in that too. He's an annoying piece of shit. He's similar to this.
It's just bad writing.
But yeah, maybe it's the bad writing. But they could have actually probably had a kid that was a little bit better and stuff like that. But I think for me, what I liked about it, what kept me engaged was I didn't catch the twist early on. I don't know. Maybe if that went over my head. I liked it that it was surprising to me at the end. I think. Kind of how some of that played out. But I wanted more backstory. I think didn't the kid narrate the beginning kind of too? Yeah, somebody narrated the beginning. We couldn't dive a little bit fucking deeper into that kind of shit.
Very brief.
Something, right? But it just felt like everything was again kind of half baked. They pulled from different things, which is fine.
Dark Knight Rises. When Cyrus does his speech out in the street.
Yeah,
he's like, people of the city. I'm just like, oh my God, this is so bad.
Right. Take back your city. It's yours.
Yeah.
No, but I like the concept. That's what kind of kept me engaged. I like the idea of 40 years ago, how many years ago, brothers powerful brothers, they diverge separate ways into the yeah, all right. And then from perspective on the street, it was like, well, no, Nemesis wasn't the bad guy. He was more like the almost kind of Robin Hood-ish shit.
Yeah.
So they're saying the good guy, kind of like how sometimes the good guys end up being the bad guys.
Yeah,
because
Cyrus says it too. He goes, Samaritan was just the guy protecting the rich people. He was like,
right.
So I mean, they had that perspective, and I like that part of it too.
Right. You kind of had in a way. Well, I don't want to get into that quite. I'm not going to bring that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm trying to overthink it.
You're not spoiling.
Yeah, I'm trying to overthink it. But so I like that concept and the fact that they died, disappeared, whatever happened, and then years later, we're trying to find still Samaritan. He's still secretly out there. So, I liked all of that. But I feel like if it had been in the hands of a good director, a good writer, or anything else, it could have been a good movie. But like Cuddle says, it's like Amazon Prime, for every 2 things that come out that's good or bad, you might get one good thing. And this is just kind of one of those things that's just not that great. It's weird because Amazon Prime's trying to move forward with their content and trying to catch up to everybody else, but there's just so many clinkers that they keep coming out with, so it's hard to see them progress. I was excited about the movie because, again, I liked the concept. I liked Sylvester Stallone. I thought this might be something he could chew up in. I expected more of him to be able to do that in drama, and I feel like there were moments where you were getting that from him, but the writing was so shitty.
And the scene was over so quick.
Yeah, there was some scenes where I was like, oh, fuck. We're going to get some really good Stallone. And then the kid would say something. You're like, shut the fuck up,
and
kid.
then they'd cut to a completely different scene.
Yeah, and you're like, God damn it.
What?
So they left a lot on the table with this. I do think everybody should watch this. Like I said, I didn't. Well, at the very least, I think you should. Well, yeah, okay, that's debatable. I still feel like it's better than some of the Netflix movies maybe I've seen. But again, I mean, you're comparing 2 turds, so it is what it is. But at the end of the day, this movie is Hancock versus Samaritan. That's pretty fucking funny, actually.
I watched that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I wanted more for this. I thought it might have more, and maybe that's why I did still find some enjoyment of it, is because I like the idea of it more, and it just didn't really come to fruition. So,
Cuddle says the scene that threw him off was the car scene. The scene that threw me off was later in the end, or towards the end, when Cyrus and Samaritan are locking horns. They're doing their final battle scene. Throughout this whole movie, anybody that tries to take on Stallone with their hands, like in a fight, they punch him, and it breaks their hand. He's like, oh, they're like, oh, he's just this mountain of steel. And I'm like, okay, that's badass. He's a superhero. And they explain in the movie that Nemesis created this fucking hammer that's basically a sledgehammer with some shitty CGI on it. And he created it because it's the only thing that can kill or hurt Samaritan. So I'm like, okay, that's generic as fuck, whatever. And so, in this battle, he's hitting Samaritan with the hammer, and it's hurting Sly. But then there's other parts where he runs up and he kicks Samaritan, and Samaritan flies back, and I'm like, no, wait a minute, no. He gets shot, beat up. Yeah, it turns into seriously, man, it doesn't make any sense. He's getting kicked. I'm like, no, wait a minute, that's not the hammer. And anybody out there that tries punching this guy is an agony. Why isn't Cyrus's leg broken for trying to kick him? I was like, okay, you're missing a lot right now.
I'm starting to think they let the kid that was acting it do some of the writing for this shit.
How about the de-aging of Sly? I mean, you could tell they went low budget on that. That's why. But you see, when they do that stuff for that, they have him kind of in the shadow a little bit. There's smoke and fire, so I mean, you can't really see how cheap the CGI is. We're in something like
it was pretty bad.
The Irishman, when they do the de-aging, it's outside. It's whenever you have shitty CGI. If you watch movies and they do shitty CGI. Often they'll have it in the dark, they'll have it in the shadows, so you can't really see how shitty the CGI is. If they do it out in the daylight, you better have some really good CGI because obviously it looks more detailed and you can spot the flaws. His de-aging was really cheap in this movie because it's in the shadows and the smoke and the fire.
This is an Amazon movie, and the guy that owns Amazon has basically a house that travels the entire globe. We can't put a couple more fucking bucks in the CGI.
He put $1 billion into Ring of Power. He doesn't have another $1 billion to put into fucking something like shit. He read the script for Samaritan and said, $1 million. That's what you get.
It must be.
Not everything's getting $1 billion. The Ring of Power is not, or Samaritan is not on the same level as Lord of the Rings. I'm afraid, just not not the same thing. But it's not a good movie. Not something I'm gonna watch again. If you're a Sly fan, if you're a diehard Sly fan, I mean, okay, I don't think it's gonna like crack your top 50 Stallone movies, but
Right.
you know, you could do worse. You know, you could watch Cosmic Sin
Or judo or whatever.
Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, whatever.
I think it's worth a watch, but not a second time. I think
Sure.
the first watch is pushing it. Like I said, the only reason I stuck around because I want to see could it get worse, and it didn't get worse, but it just didn't get any better.
I like the Rocky nods constantly too, or a little on the nose. The Everlast fucking hat he had under the fucking thing. Like, I was like, oh come on, he looks like a sea captain half the time.
Yeah, it's I enjoyed it for the late '80s, early '90s action feel, like the low budget '80s and '90s. It didn't even feel like top end '80s and '90s action reel. But no, if you get a chance to check it out, let us know what you think. Sound off in the comments whether you're watching on YouTube or if you're listening on Spotify or iTunes. We want to get your thoughts on Samaritan, even though I'm pretty sure I know what they're going to be. You guys had to think like a kid in the '80s. No, I didn't have to think at all. That's the thing. I didn't have to think at all this movie.
Yeah, I was playing Rusty Cohangers.
Like the first time you watched Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. I didn't even watch it the first time. Didn't watch it the first time. That was like Stallone's like. Not a good time for Stallone.
Oh my god,
that was like with what?
It took me a second. Yeah, it was Estelle Getty. Yeah. She was rocking it.
Now the only one I liked during that set of movies because he had was Tango and Cash. Tango and Cash, by all accounts, is a bad movie, but it was awesome because it was like Kurt Russell and
still good
Jack
movie.
Palance. You know, he's the bad guy. I was like, okay, it's
Craig
a
T.
dumb
Nelson?
fucking movie. What's that?
Craig T. Nelson in that?
No. Oh yeah. Oh wait a minute. That's Action Jackson. I think Craig T. Nelson's Action Jackson.
Wait, wasn't Craig T. Nelson in?
Is he in that?
Isn't he in Tango and Cash?
Is Craig T. Nelson in Tango and Cash? Can anyone confirm
wasn't
that?
he the villain?
I know he's in Action Jackson. Cobra is horrible. Cobra is terrible, but it is.
Yeah.
It's not quite as terrible as what is it? Over the Top.
Oh, that movie's fucking awesome.
It's like a switch, you know. It's like a switch. Turns his hat around, he turns into a fucking badass. I love that. Like
Unlike
it's like
you.
a switch, you know. Like me, I'm a badass now. Let's arm wrestle.
Don't touch me.
Right.
I'm sure you don't wash your hands.
Arm wrestle.
Knowing you definitely don't wash your hands.
I don't at all.
I can imagine.
Really gross.
Your dick mittens smell. I can smell it from here.
You're nasty, dude. All right, let's move on to our next topic. We got a trailer. Tone?
Gotta be Craig T. Nelson.
I don't know, dude. We heard about this in the news.
Didn't we play a trailer for this a while back?
We did not. This is the first trailer.
This is not the first trailer.
We talked about the.
Didn't we show something?
We talked about the announcement of it.
Okay, so this is the first trailer.
This is the first trailer. So finally today, he's in Turner and Hooch.
Oh,
Craig T. Nelson.
Was that what it was? Craig T. Nelson.
Is he Turner and Hooch? Not Tank. Was it Turner and Hooch or what's the other one? K9 with Jim Belushi. I think, or is it John Belushi? No, Jim Belushi. Yeah, that came out at the same time as Tango and Cash, but I think he is in Tango and Cash. I don't think. Anywho, we found out a little bit ago that Christopher Robin, and basically the IP rights to Winnie the Pooh were public property now, like public domain. Anyone could do whatever they want with Winnie the Pooh. And immediately a story broke that, somebody's making a horror movie, a slasher movie. We're like, no way. Really? No way. It's Turner and Hooch? Okay. I forgot. I knew he was in one of those movies. And so today we got the trailer for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Blood and Honey. Blood and Honey.
We're going to check out the trailer for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Let's fucking go.
You know, you're the first person I ever shown this place to.
And why am I so special?
Because soon we'll be Christopher and Mary Robin. You should be close now.
We're not going to find them.
We will. Pooh, Piglet, Eeyore, we were friends for many years, and they're out there.
Christopher, we need to leave. Now.
I really need to find out what's happening there, okay?
This place is kind of cold. Did you say it has a pool? We need to go. There's... Laura's dead. There's someone else outside. What was that?
are you doing this, please? I would have never left, I swear, I swear.
Okay. I'm gonna let you go first. So I have two different. I have a different kind of perspective of this. I'm interested, but I want to get your thoughts first because I think you're gonna have the same perspective as quite a few people.
Yeah, I'm sold. I'm fucking hyped. Like, I love the classic cartoon. I love all that shit. I grew up on Winnie the Pooh, like a lot of us probably did. I love the characters. I love what each character represents. I like the idea that Christopher Robin leaves and his imaginary friends, or were they imaginary? Mm-hmm. He comes back to him, and after all that time being left alone, they kind of go feral, just like when pigs, get out of their cages. They go, They turn into like feral pigs and things like that. Like, I do think somebody asked if it's like, I think they're supposed to be actually animals, not people in costumes. I love the concept of Christopher Robin going back to him and being like, oh, look, I've got new love and I'm coming back from college or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Left him alone and they're either pissed, upset, fair, whatever it is. We don't even know if they talk, right? They might not talk now at this point. I'm going to imagine they do, and they're probably keeping some of those things close to the chest, I hope. But, listen, there's just so much out there these days. I mean, we just talked about Samaritan, how Samaritan just feels like it's a bunch of shit put together that feels like shit we've done before, but things have done it better, right? Mm-hmm. When's the last time we got a Winnie the Pooh horror film? Like, we haven't. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm excited for it. I'm open to this thought process. Again, horror. I'm more slash fan than horror, though I'm finding I'm spreading my wings recently in that sort of genre, partly because of you, but I love gore porn. I love horror in the sense of being slashy. And I'm super, like, listen, we watched, what was it, Benny Loves You last year, and absolutely enjoyed that movie. I feel like it's going to be kind of in this vein as well, too, like that. So I think keeping it in perspective is going to be kind of important as well. But hey, if it comes out and it's actually fun and, it's going to be over the top, it's going to be campy, we know that, but if it's written well and it's fun and you come going on there like, man, like, I didn't expect it to be that fun. I think there's potential for that. Now, yeah, could it be just like some bullshit? It surely could be bullshit. And I know you're going to dive a little bit into that in a moment, but initially my ideas with it, fuck it. Yeah. Eeyore, is he dead? Like I was saying earlier.
Let's talk about who's missing from the show. Because we see Piglet, we see Pooh. We know it says Eeyore is dead. It says rest in peace, Eeyore. Right. Who's missing?
Well, Rabbit's not around, but Rabbit is Owl, Kanga, and Roo. But like honestly, those four characters are like there's four main characters to me when it comes to Winnie the Pooh. And outside of Eeyore, Piglet, and Pooh, we all know exactly Tigger. That's personally my favorite, right? What if they're holding that card close to their chest and Tigger shows up?
He has
and Tigger shows up and he's like Joker unhinged. Like, that's what I'm hoping for. I want him to show up and be, like,
complete psychopath.
Complete psychopath, like, chaotic, evil nutcase. That's what I'm hoping that we see maybe of Tigger, and he does his little rhyme, The wonderful thing about Tiggers, or Tiggers are wonderful things, right? And, what if he just starts slowly saying that as he's coming to the house?
Messed out.
Yeah, whatever it is, I'm cool with it. Like,
he's like the guys in Mandy, the guys that drink the PCP.
Yeah, he's just fucking, so... and Killer Clowns is a fucking great classic of them. I think keeping it in perspective will be the big piece of this, but you know what? There's potential for it. I'm sold. I am 100% game. So whenever this drops, you can goddamn well bet I'm going to be watching it ASAP.
I am equally as interested in seeing this movie. Like, I really want this to be good. Because if there's anything, like, when I think of this, I think about how Christmas movies have evolved over the years. Christmas, starting with A Wonderful Life, Christmas has always kind of been built around like that feel good, capturing the essence of Christmas and all that shit. But then then it kind of in the 80s, we kind of see them branch out a bit. We kind of see the Silent Night, Deadly Nights, or even Gremlins for that matter. I mean, Gremlins, Christmas movie, but it's got some dark humor to it.
One of the best Christmas movies.
Good underlining like Christmas movie though. There's always that kind of like that good Christmas vibe. Die Hard. I mean, Die Hard's action. That's one thing. I'm talking about like mixing two things that just don't match: horror and Christmas. Like it's just a very tough one to like mash up and buy into. But even like dark comedies now, you look at like Fat Man, you look at Bad Santa, you look at all these other movies that have just found a way to, or Krampus even. Krampus is a dark ass Christmas movie, like really fucking dark.
Yeah.
But it just works. And all these movies, they've perfected the way to like make Christmas movies and squeeze it into other types of genres where you wouldn't think that it would work. But they've fine-tuned it now. It's a doable thing and people come to expect it and like it. My only concern with this is obviously this IP just went public recently. And this is could it be a smart, dark comedy horror movie? Yes. And I hope it is. I like the premise. Chris Robbins goes away, and like you said, the Tigger and all, or Pooh and Piglet, they go nuts. I like that. That's interesting. That's a cool, clever concept. But at the same time, I'm worried that these are just a bunch of people going, hey, look, no one's ever seen Pooh in a horror movie where he's a fucking psychopath. Let's make this shit now and get it out there because it's not coming to buy this on digital. So they're like, could this be a cash grab? Do they show the best parts in the trailer? Do they doctor up the trailer so it looks good? Could this just be a total I mean, there's like, look, we don't know anybody who's making this movie. The director is so-and-so, actors or whoever. Could this be a cash grab? If it is, then, hey, great move on their part. They're probably going to make a decent amount of money off a low-budget film. But I do feel like there's an opportunity here to be successful because we've seen it how they handle it with Christmas movies. Mm-hmm. It's got to be smart. It's got to be gory. Obviously, I want it to be gory. I mean, he's wielding a fucking sledgehammer. I mean, he's got it right here. I think it's behind you. He's got a sledgehammer covered in blood. So I expect it to be gory. But I want to have that wit. I want that tongue-in-cheek humor that just blends perfectly with psychopaths. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to be just some cheap cash grab that's just going for shock value and nothing else. I want this to have some bite to it.
Right. And yeah. I want Piglet to stutter. And I want at some point, like maybe when he hits somebody with a sledgehammer, blood sprays all over and he pulls out an umbrella and goes, "Ta-ta, it looks like rain," or something like that. You know what I mean? You see the Tigger in there?
What's that?
So apparently that character is still under Disney copyright because he was introduced in 1928. So Half-Ass Beer Review just ruined this episode. So thanks, asshole. So I mean, but that's fine. If we don't get Unhinged Tigger, that can be just some dream. We can
still see Eeyore come back. But hopefully Eeyore's not locked under contract.
Or like Rabbit. I mean, we all know he was a fucking neurotic, like anxiety-ridden guy. Like shit, he could come out like freaking out as well too. Like who knows? Like I don't know. Owl could fly down and peck out somebody's eyeballs. I don't care. I want the entire fucking cast, if it's possible, or how many of them, to be able to do whatever they can. But I'm certainly. Yeah, definitely. It was written by a couple of dudes smoking a blunt, watching Pooh brainstorming about. Yeah, you know what?
That's what I'm concerned about.
Some of the best conversations I've had my mind stimulated.
Valid point.
Looking up at the stars and talking about nonsense, but yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'm definitely excited for it. So.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna just see. I mean, because honestly, man, it's
yeah, no.
You're watching Pooh in
Pooh's
a fucking...
the original shirt cocker. Shirt cocker, want to see him with no pants on.
I just hope it's more than just trying to get off of making Pooh a killer. I want it to have something clever about it because then it's just I think that's harder to do than just throw out Pooh killing people. Make it memorable. Don't make it a cash grab. Because I mean this, like you said, you look at the whole premise, kind of interesting, cool story. Just please don't be fucking stupid and cheap. Mm-hmm. Give it some bite. Give it some like dark humor, and who knows, man? Make a fucking franchise of it. Then maybe it makes enough money they can go to Disney and be like, how much for fucking Tigger?
Right. Hook it up.
Yeah, let us buy Tigger. You're not. What the fuck is Disney gonna do with Tigger? What are they doing with Tigger that they have to lock him up under contract? Like honestly, what
I'll bet you. I wonder if they're gonna put out a cartoon or something, movie for him or something.
Man,
put on D+. I don't know. We'll see.
Let him play. I really like the idea of him being like a cannibal. He's just like he killed Eeyore.
Eeyore, or even really, I mean, Piglet's fucking just nothing but a run around bacon.
At the end of the trailer, it looks like they're dumping, blood and honey into something. Maybe they're trying to resurrect Eeyore. Maybe that's like the big surprise at the end. They're trying to resurrect him. They need the blood and the honey to make some kind of fucking spell to bring Eeyore back, and maybe Eeyore is like this fucking grotesque.
Yeah, I wonder if Eeyore, because he's always so sad and depressed, I wonder how dark they're going to get with that. Or he commits suicide or something like that.
Oh, jeez, man. Make fucking money. Yeah, I mean, that's
No, make fucking honey, bro.
I thought at first they were just like pouring one for the homie at the end. I was like, oh my God, that is incredible. Eeyore is dead. I'm just saying, man.
Eeyore was always half dead, I thought, in the cartoon, too.
Well,
so.
Eeyore also be a weird human donkey. I don't know, man. That's a chance. Hey, man, that's an opportunity to use practical effects and make a creepy ass like Eeyore, like zombie or some shit.
Except with like weird balls.
That's, man. You want to see his balls? Fucking Cuddles wants to see
he wants to
junk
see
hanging out.
Pooh shirt cocking it. The OG shirt cocker.
You guys are special. You guys are really cool. We don't have a date on this. It just says coming soon, so I think safe bet is probably somewhere around that Halloween window there, or Christmas Day. Who knows? I mean, Christmas Day could be a good day for it, too.
Honestly, attach his tail and use it as a whip of some kind,
Ooh.
Or just has a long fucking nail in somebody's head.
Oh, it's like, he's like using it like the girl in Prey. It's like the string dart. Like he's using his tail.
Yeah,
that'd be cool, man. Yeah. Put it like through somebody's skull.
Oh, if this doesn't take off, maybe the rest of us can write the sequel.
Seriously, I feel like we have a pretty good idea right now. Like, if none of this stuff comes to fruition, we could be like, dude, we could have made a
lot of you out there are scumbags. I'm seeing it right now.
You know, and like somebody mentioned, we could just use our iPhone to shoot the video, and it'll look just same quality. So
maybe better in some cases.
If you're excited for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, or if you're Tricky Region, you just fucking nope. Trash.
Which is ironic coming from some of the stuff he likes.
Really weird.
That's a little sus, right? Yeah.
Man, he messaged me the other day and he goes, dude, I watched Samaritan like 12 times.
Yeah.
Should have won Oscar, is what he said. I think that's what he said. He said should have won Oscar.
I saw the recording.
Yeah, dude. I'm curious, man. I think there's potential here. I just hope they don't fucking fumble it and it's just something stupid.
Who comes out the pouch with a hatchet?
Oh, man. El Blanco's coming in deep with something heavy. Let's read this. During his childhood, Christopher Robin befriended Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, and their friends, playing games and also providing them with food. As he grew, these visits grew more infrequent, as did the food supply, causing Pooh and the others to grow increasingly hungry and desperate. Feral. When Christopher went to college, the visits stopped completely, causing Pooh and Piglet to become completely feral and unhinged, resulting in Eeyore and others getting killed and eaten at some point. Now Christopher something.
Yeah, Christopher Robin.
But yeah, I mean, that's, like I said, man, the potential's there.
Okay, so there we go.
And they're trying to revive Eeyore because they feel bad for killing him.
I thought there was something about eating each other or something there when we first saw that.
I bet you probably want to see them eating each other.
Big whoop.
Big whoop. Want to fight about it?
Exactly.
All right. We want to get your thoughts. If you watch the trailer, high expectations, low expectations, don't give a fuck. We want to hear from you, whether you're watching on YouTube, Spotify, or iTunes. Sound off. Let us know your thoughts on Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Brian has no expectations.
50 Cent's doing the soundtrack.
50. That'd be dope. But yeah, we'll watch it and we'll talk about it when it comes out. You know, hey man, if we watch the fucking the sofa, what was the sofa movie we watched?
Killer Sofa.
Killer Sofa. If we watch that, we're gonna watch this.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just the way things work around these parts. Fucking scumbags. We watch scumbag movies.
Santa Shark.
Santa Shark. I forgot about that one.
I didn't.
I know you didn't. Is that in the rotation?
No, but Fat Man and Gremlins are two Christmas movies that are in the rotation for sure.
I dig it, man. All right. None of this dude's movies have gotten a good review. None of the guy who made it. Okay. Zach Dunaway says he'll give it a go. Like I said, hey, it's probably one of those like 80-minute movies.
Yeah.
And you're just watching, Malignant. What's wrong with Malignant, dude?
Anyways, so what are we doing?
Don't get me started.
We know. Yeah, we know.
So, we're going to begin our fall preview, which isn't really previewing everything that's coming out. When I say fall preview, we're just going to tell you what we're really fucking hyped about.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've kind of gone over, a curated list of shows and movies and games that we're kind of horny to play and watch and whatnot this fall. Maligdy's nuts. God damn it. Can't read. This mofo will watch this, but not Top Gun. Uh-oh. Okay. I'm gonna let those guys go out. They're gonna lock horns.
Yeah.
But Tone, we've gone down through. We're gonna start with the TV shows. What's coming to these streaming services that we love? The first one we're gonna take a look at. That your first recommendation is obviously it's from the mastermind, the man himself, Guillermo del Toro. Cabinets of Curiosities. This premieres on October 25th. It'll be 8 episodes.
Is that on Netflix?
Sure. I think it is.
I think it's on Netflix.
I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's an anthology of sinister stories told by some of today's most revered horror creators.
So that's exciting because that could be some other people involved, and
Could be a lot of people
sounds like
involved,
as
yes.
well too. So I feel like there's not been a lot of talk of this, not a lot of buzz or anything like this. But if Del Toro's on it, I'm interestingly, or not really surprisingly, I should say, hooked and all ready to go. So I'm super hype about this. That just, I like anthology series as well too, because it kind of gives that vibe of like a Tales from the Crypt,
Yes.
or
Yep,
a
exactly.
what's the old great one? The
Twilight Zone.
Thank you. That's the word I was trying to come up with.
There you go.
Things of that nature. So, and maybe they'll just be original stories. Maybe they'll be take on old stories, which are fun sometimes too. So, I'm certainly very excited for that. So, I'm gonna be there day one to see what kind of stuff that Del Toro and company have baked up. I'm hoping, I know Carpenter, we were just talking about earlier as well too, but he's kind of a Lovecraftian guy. Like,
Yes.
it'd be nice to see him do an episode in there as well too.
Wouldn't that be dope?
I
Get
think
him
that
in
would
there?
be really fucking cool to do that. So we'll see.
If you've ever watched It's Always Sunny with the casting of Del Toro's Papa McPoyle, it's been confirmed that McPoyles are Mexicans. McPoyle, I like the McPoyle twins. Those are good people. Hopefully they'll tell a story about Pooh and Piglet. Del Toro's busy though, because he's got this, but he's also got
He's got his version. So there's 2 Pinocchios coming out.
2 of them.
His version is more the grim side of it, and it's going to be stop motion animation.
That looks dope, dude.
Which and I love Tom Hanks, and I'll watch both of them. But I'm certainly a little bit more interested
Who's
in Del
directing the
Toro.
Tom Hanks one? Is that Robert Zemeckis? I think it's a Zemeckis joke.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not a name I feel like I've heard in a minute.
Robert Zemeckis?
Like recently though, what else has he done recently?
I don't know. I thought you said you didn't know who he was.
No. I said I haven't heard that name in a minute. No, like just what's he done recently?
I think he's more on the producer side now. I think
Okay.
he kind of. I don't know
guess,
if he
yeah,
does
makes
much
sense.
directing, but who knows?
Yeah, either way.
No, I like I said, whenever I hear Guillermo del Toro, I mean the guy is just a visionary. He has a way of. He creates just, like you said, Lovecraftian style horror. He creates just mesmerizing worlds, mesmerizing creatures. He's always just got a lot of fantasy elements intertwined with his stories, and it's just, he's fucking awesome. It's on Netflix. All right, awesome. Thank you so much. Del Toro's Tales of Arcadia was a sick animated series. Did you ever see Tales? Have we
sounds
talked
familiar.
about Lorcana yet? Oh, Jay McKenzie, didn't you have a question for him?
Fuck.
Elysium.
I don't remember. Oh yeah, when's beta? No, I know you guys had a big update, dev update recently. A lot of stuff announced as well too. But I just said earlier is I'm just waiting on beta. That's all I want. I'm ready for beta.
What I want to know is Elysia going to be a launch title for fucking PSVR 2?
Can you answer that, Jay
Can you answer
McKenzie?
that,
Do you know that?
Because I know they have 20 titles that are supposed to launch alongside PSVR 2. I think Elysia would look really good in that launch window.
I don't know if they know their launch window for Elysia though. Really, actually, either.
I just want to play
told.
Elysia. I just want to play
that's what I wanna
Elysia. I
play.
just don't want 2 VR headsets. No, I don't want to buy the
Whatever.
Quest and then buy a PSVR 2. That's just a lot of VR.
Whatever. Pussy.
I'm just gonna come over to your house and play it anyway. So
Whatever.
sweating your headset. That'd be
Ew.
fucking nasty.
You don't even
bro.
wash your hands, dude. Want your hands in my fucking
It'd
grips?
be nasty.
Yeah.
But no, this looks cool, man. Like I said, I like those anthologies where there's like different stories that aren't all connected. So you always typically get like different perspectives in the stories, and
Yeah.
a lot of them play out a little bit differently than others. So there's not samey feeling. It's just different types of visions. And I don't think they announced who the directors are just yet. Because I was trying to dig through it a little bit and try to find out who they've got on board. But hey, if Del Toro's there, he's gonna attract some heavy hitters or some up and coming guys, one way or the other. So I'm excited to check this out. This drops again the first. If this is Netflix, it'll drop all of them. So October 25th. Weird.
Yeah. Interesting timing.
Interesting timing. All right, Tone. My first choice, Rings of Power, drops this Friday. Now, do we know? I meant to ask you this. Are they doing 2 episodes?
I think they're just doing 2 episodes tomorrow.
2 episodes.
It's 9-1, yeah.
Oh, it's 9-1. I thought it was 9-2.
I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow, at least. So that's what I haven't seen all day.
Oh, okay. So we'll get 2 episodes. Rings of Power. It's an epic drama set thousands of years before The Hobbit. Obviously, there is a lot of conversations going on about this show. What happened?
A lot of back and forth about
A lot of back and forth. A lot of concerned folks. There's a lot of people who are excited. I don't know if we're quite ready to confirm what we have planned for the 14th. Should we hold off on that closer to it before we announce it? For that show about who we may have.
I mean, we can probably at least throw it out there that, I mean, he said he could.
He said he was going to come
on
on
here. So if it changes,
and yeah, blame him.
It's on him.
Yeah, you got to let him know on Twitter.
Yes.
Shout him out on Twitter and let him know, hey, man, you better be on B&B on the 14th
right.
because the man, the myth, the legend, the mocha skin manimal.
His mother called him son because he shines like one.
Mr. Rohit Raju.
We'll be here on the 14th.
To discuss the first couple episodes, his impressions, his thoughts. He is an
aficionado.
He's an aficionado of all things Lord of the Rings. He's going to sit down with us. He's going to offer his perspective because I think it's safe to say he's one of those guys that's a little concerned about, or not concerned, but he's curious to see where they go.
He's he's definitely one of the. Yeah, he's really, really concerned. He's the only reason actually that he's probably going to watch it is because I said, hey, you should watch it. We'll have you on the show after a couple episodes, and then when it wraps up, come on and you can, just completely tear it down, and we'll be fine on that if that's what happens. So,
Brian, we're not going to bring that up to him because I'm hoping he forgot.
I will because I'm going to get punched.
God damn it. I don't want to get choked out on the show.
I do. I want to see that so bad.
Thanks. Well, Brian, you'll be in timeout for a year.
Right. So
forever.
Yeah, this show is definitely, as somebody who is also a big fan of Lord of the Rings, I've said it before. I continue to get more skeptical when I start seeing a lot of the other stuff. I'm hopeful. The $1 billion is a lot of money to throw at them.
$1 billion.
There's a lot. There's some area and story that has not been told in some of the areas they're telling them, and they're expanding on that. That's usually pretty fine as well too. However, we got to be careful how that ties in and threads in.
Right.
It's a slippery, it's a slippery slope with anything Lord of the Rings because of how the Tolkien estate handles things and how they allow things to be made, but it might not still be canon. So you got to be really careful where that stuff kind of fits. And you can, again, that core fan base it's similar to Star Wars in a way, but the difference is, and this is what I was telling you earlier, is that Star Wars canon is all over the place and lots of different medias. I mean, you got napkins in your face with Darth Vader on them. Lord of the Rings is more like a real core group of canon that really doesn't deviate from itself. It's pretty like, here's what was written, this is what is written.
It very
this is set in stone kind of thing. So
that's the Bible, and
right. So you got to be real careful. So we'll see. I want to be excited about it, but if the hardcore fans are concerned, then I got to kind of stand with them because I kind of respect that.
I think it's going to be an interesting conversation because I am not somebody who is super well versed in it. I'm just going to be there for more entertainment value. Like, is it is the story going to grab me? Like, I'm not going to be too concerned about the lore and how it affects everything else around it. I'm going to be more so there for like, is this entertaining?
Right, and that's kind of what I'm looking for as well too, because it's kind of Dutch door in that sense. Because like I want to be entertained by it, and I got a feeling it's probably going to be entertaining. But it's gonna be hard because I feel like it's swallowing those jagged pills when you're doing it as well too. I mean, it's like playing, like I told you earlier, it's like playing Shadows of Mordor games. Those games are fucking awesome. They're set in Lord of the Rings, but are they canon in Tolkien's world? Nope.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot of different perspectives on this, man. I think there's gonna be a really good conversation to be had, and that's why I think it's gonna be great to have Rohit here because he knows that shit top to bottom.
Yep.
And he's going to be passionate about it, and I'm going to have to school him on a lot of things. Maybe we'll branch off and talk about Predator, and I'll put him in his place there. And, and maybe I'll walk away with the belt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, Rohit. I'm going to walk away with the fucking belt, dude.
God.
You know what I'm saying? He's going to get a little step stool to sit on. He's going to sit down there.
He's already a little guy.
He's going to be right here. I'm going to be like, what? Predator was amazing.
Last time
Prey was awesome.
Get like 4 pillows just so you can reach to...
I'm gonna get the shit kicked out of me. Nobody fucking clip that or show them that. That's a joke.
Clip it, Trick.
See, they'll clip that, but then they'll cut it out where I'm like, it's a joke.
Right.
Like, nah,
clip it, Trick.
Man. Yeah. That's the media working for me. No, I'm excited for it. Thanks, Blanc. I'm messaging him now. No,
good.
Crash. Leave him out of it.
Yeah.
All right, Tone. Let's move on to your next choice.
Strike first, strike hard, no mercy, sir.
Cobra Kai, which
course.
actually drops next Friday. Not this Friday.
Yeah, of course.
Next Friday,
Of course.
Cobra Kai Season 5.
Of course I'm excited. Of course. Bear shit in the woods, wipes ass with a pine cone. Goddamn right he does.
No, I know. I think we talked about it briefly when we talked about the trailer that dropped. Are you hoping or that they wrap it up this year?
Yes. However, if they do the media shit that Mike Barnes has done on Instagram, then keep it going.
Keep it going.
He's doing.
I'm with Cuddles. I hope this is the last.
He
season.
does some. He did an existential Instagram post about like recruiting and like it was, and it didn't mention like Cobra Kai. He had some stuff around him and just talking about you want to get signed up to be blah blah blah. Like it was pretty fucking dope marketing to do. So because he's not.
He brings a lot of energy. I like his energy.
Yeah.
Like,
so
he's really buying into it.
Really excited. So yeah. No, I'm super hype. It's been a great ride from. I mean, when you look at it, originally came out on YouTube exclusive.
Yep. Hardly
anybody gave a shit. There was a few people that said it's actually pretty good, but
I lost my mind when I watched
nobody
it.
wanted. But when it dropped on Netflix, it changed everybody's mind. And now look at it. Right? It's like one of the greatest revivals of an old franchise. And again, like we said last week, probably the week before, it has now become the basis for a lot of things that get rebooted and move forward. So hey.
I remember that. I remember messaging you when that first series came out. The first season came out, and I was still under that like whole man. Karate Kid Part 3 really sucked.
Yeah,
I fucking didn't like it. Like this show has done wonders for Karate Kid Part 3.
Yeah.
Honestly, it really has. And I remember going into this, I was like, okay, this is probably gonna be kind of cringy. It's gonna be kind of whatever. But dude, when I watched that first season, I just remember going to everybody, this is better than it has any fucking right to be.
It's
captivating, locked in, and I was just like, dude, this is fucking incredible.
Right.
It's fucking incredible.
It's an anomaly, and again, any other franchise that want to bring itself back, this is the formula.
This is the blueprint. It's tried and true, and we've seen a lot of movies and TV shows do it. Some of them better than others. Like we look at Ghostbusters Afterlife. That's one of the ones where I feel like probably could have done a little bit better by bringing the guys in.
But also could have tripped really hard.
It could have fucked up really bad. But had they brought the guys in a little bit sooner and had them more involved, I feel like it would have been a much. I don't want to say much better. It would have been a better movie.
Yeah.
But it was already really good in the first place. But we'll talk about Chucky here in a minute. There's a show that again took the fucking blueprint and said, apply it to a basically one-dimensional character with a lot of other one-dimensional characters and added some depth to it, and voila, captivating shit.
Fucking wild.
It's mind-blowing, y'all. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Dude, don't act like you weren't crying. Oh, Crash, no. Don't try to twist it and make it sound like I'm being critical of Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Go ahead and twist it, buddy. Go ahead.
Yeah, twist it. I did have some issues about how much nostalgia they forced on us, but overall, I like the story. I don't have to fucking hide anything. I cried my fucking eyes out.
Yeah, we were laughing and pointing the entire time.
At that moment, and everyone that's seen that movie at this point now already knows, man. It's at the end, and there is a moment where it just. I remember I was sitting next to Tone, and as soon as it happened, I was just like, oh, for Christ. It was it, dude. It was waterfalls. Yeah. I was crying, man. I was like, damn, that is where I was like, that's a great scene.
Yeah.
That is a great fucking scene. And that part, I loved it. So, no, absolutely. I fucking cried my eyes out. Are you kidding me? I've been twisting it for the whole stream. What do you want from me? Ryan, you're nasty, man. Nasty. Blanco, stop trying such long shit. Too late to be reading novels. I was coming at him hard tonight, man. Yeah. I liked it, though. So, yeah. Cobra Kai Season 5, I hope it's the last season as well. I feel like, they've introduced all the characters across the 3 movies. You've done what you want to do. Mike Barnes is obviously going to be here at some point. We didn't see him in the trailer, but he's been way too involved with like that viral marketing. He's there.
Fucking great, man.
It's really great. But I do hope that this is it. Even if it's the marketing is good, I just don't want to overstay its welcome. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah, I don't think Miyagi-san's coming back.
De-aging, just bring in Miyagi somehow. Ugh.
I'm glad they haven't done that shit.
I'm really glad they haven't done that shit. I think they've done the great job. They use the photos and that's great stuff. And they use the clips that where he's talking and stuff a couple times, and that's all you need to do with it. You don't need to see a fucking a ghost of Miyagi. It won't really fit here. All right, the next show that I'm excited about is Willow, baby. You and I talked about this before the show. Willow is one of those movies that I we don't feel it gets enough appreciation.
It does not get the love that this movie's ever deserved.
Like, obviously, you look at Neverending Story. There's a movie that is cherished, tried and true.
Right.
Everyone fucking loves it. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
But I feel like Willow is more than capable and willing and deserving to be in a part of that conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Willow is fucking incredible.
Willow does not get that love that it deserves. It's a fantastic movie. And again, like, this is a reboot of an old franchise, and Disney's involved, so it could be good, it could be bad, I suppose. We could get hit or miss, but I feel like this is one of those kind of franchises where you're just starting later on. He's clearly whatever they call the elder of that wizard of like their little village. And there's not a lot of ways you could really fuck it up. He's probably going to play a hopefully a decent part in it, because who doesn't love Warwick Davis?
Warwick Davis is just
he's great.
He's
dude.
a fucking icon.
He's a fucking icon. So and he can still go. So why not? So I'm excited for it as well too. I think this is going to be hopefully a really charming and fun adventure series. And if it does one season and that's all it gets,
I'm
fine.
cool with it, man. If you want to continue the story of Willow and keep things going and flesh things out a little bit more, and maybe revisit some storylines that were mentioned or briefly alluded to.
Where's Laura Dannon? Laura Dannon.
Where's Kevin Powell again?
Kevin Powell, was he like one of the little mice or something?
Yeah, he's one of the little dudes.
Yeah, the little dudes. Who knows? But no, Val Kilmer's not in it. Mad Mardigan, it doesn't look like they're going to probably attach him to it. It's a little bit difficult for him. I don't think he should do it the same way that you do a Top Gun. Yeah, I think Maverick was doable, whereas this, I don't know.
And they used it fit into the plot. It just worked there. But no, I loved. Val Kilmer was incredible. Will as Mad Mardigan.
Absolutely.
He was. That's just again, I feel like sometimes we also aren't fully appreciative of Val Kilmer in general. I think Val Kilmer is seriously one of the great actors of our time. But he was, I don't know if he ever got to that level.
You are great.
I would love to see them somehow try to, obviously I would love to see Mad Mardigan, but I just don't know if it would work here. But I loved him in the first Will. Like, he was just so good with Warwick Davis. And he had that swagger, that confidence, maybe a false sense of confidence, But it was just it was a great movie, and I agree with you. But before the show, you said it's just one of those movies that doesn't get the love and respect that it deserves. And I'm glad that it's getting another series, and I really do hope Disney, even if it's one season, puts a lot of effort into the storytelling and let Warwick Davis carry the show as well, and build up characters around him. Don't have him be a side piece that's just trying to like hand the baton off. Have him be the central focus and have everyone kind of be around him. That's how you're going to make this show great. And if it's one season, I'm fucking cool with it, man. Honestly, I'll be really cool with it. But just if you're trying to make this a multiple series or multiple season thing, he has to be the focal point.
Yeah, don't milk the franchise. It loses the luster real fast.
Really, really fast. Uh-oh. Blanco comes in. Guys, that sounds like breaking news.
Oh, Jesus. You're going to get fucking timed out tonight. I got a feeling.
He's going to be like, I just came. Because we were shooting during COVID-19 lockdowns, he wasn't able to come to Wales and shoot with us, but he is in the show in a big way, and we're pretty excited. Mad Mardigan lives on? Dude!
Maybe he talks to Willow via satellite. like a
cell phone?
Like a tree trunk or something.
No, I don't know, man. I mean, that dude, if that's the case, that's fucking...
Unless one of the characters is his son.
Either way, dude, I'm fucking cool with it, man. If Mad Mardigan is a part of this somehow, that's chef's kiss, dude. You're just gonna get me more excited, honestly, man. Because seriously, Mad Mardigan was fucking awesome in the first Willow in the Willow movie. So I'm excited for this. This drops on November 30th. So just after Thanksgiving, when you're plump in the belly, and like, I just want to lay down on the couch and watch.
When you want to
shows.
take a Willow?
Yeah, when I want to take. Come on, don't associate Willow with that. Now I want a tree trunk Val. I think that'd be pretty dope. I thought one of the main characters was his daughter.
Maybe daughter, yeah. Maybe his daughter. I don't know. Yeah,
that'd be sweet. But I hope he's a part of it somehow. I think that's cool if they do. If they
Mad Mardigan.
Mad Mardigan. All right, Tone. So the final show that we want to talk about is a show that we both were like, look, we're fucking hyped.
It's one of the best TV shows last year.
It is, and it followed that blueprint of Cobra Kai that we talked about. Let's talk about Chucky season 2.
I'm ready.
They wrapped filming just recently. Chucky season 2 drops on October 5th. Again, a show that is better than it has any right to be.
Yeah, it was like last year. Every time we talked about it for every episode, we are like, "Why is this continue to be so good? This is so good, so good." And like, man, yeah, definitely. Oh, well, there you go.
IMDb says Pollock is in it.
There you go.
I'm gonna lose my shit if Matt Mardigan and Pollock are in this.
You ever heard his impressions, by the way?
What's
that dude can do some impressions.
Pollock?
Kevin Pollock.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Yeah,
he's really good.
Yeah.
He's really good.
Yeah.
I am interested in an interview with the vampire. Like I said, we only grabbed a couple. We could go on and on and on.
Yeah, there's some runner-ups in here as well too. We just we had to choose our top 3.
Yeah, we didn't want to drag it on too long, but no, I'm excited. Chucky season 2. Like I said, man, when we after that first season, the way that they built up the characters around Chucky, and Chucky was like seriously, man, in the movies, he was pretty one-dimensional. Yeah. But the way that they use his character and really focus on his mind games on kids. Obviously, he's killed hundreds of parents and adults, but it's the manipulation,
the cerebral shit.
That's the scary part of Chucky. Yeah, he's a doll; he'll kill you. But the mind games and the way that he fucking uses that to get inside people's heads, that part of Chucky was like something I wasn't expecting in this whole series. I was like, man, there's a lot to this character, and it makes him a much more dangerous villain.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not just a slasher. He is a maniacal. I mean, and honestly, man, you're just really kind of building up on Charles Lee Ray's character. I mean, he's kind of a psychopath. He's a killer, but you're adding another dimension to him that wasn't in the movies at all, but it fleshes out the character, and it's only something you can do in a series of episodes as opposed to a 90-minute movie.
Yep.
So, really, really excited for Chucky Season 2 again. This begins on October 5th. I think it's on USA, and what's the streaming service it's on? Is it Hulu?
Maybe.
Is it Hulu or Paramount?
Maybe it's Paramount. I know it's on USA Network.
Yeah,
but
USA
it's
Network is one of... it's USA and Sci-Fi.
Sci-Fi, okay.
USA. Is it not? Oh, it dropped. Well, what they do is they stream it. They play it on USA and Sci-Fi, and then when the season ended, immediately it went to Peacock. That's what it is. So it starts off on the channels, and then when the season's over, they'll put the whole season on Peacock. So October 5th, let's go, man. Chucky's back. A lot of great shows, and again, we're just picking a few. There's a lot of great shows.
There's some good shows coming out as well too. Yeah,
lined up for this fall, and but these are the ones that we're kind of like just like really gung ho about. Obviously, we heard about Interview with the Vampire. There was another one.
I can't remember on my runner-up list.
I'm going to bring up your runner-up list. Tell a joke or something.
Without
saying my name.
Well, that kind of limits my jokes then. So I don't have any jokes. Everybody, thank you for showing up, though.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, don't be a turd.
Your runner-ups are Andor.
Andor, yes.
Andor. There you go.
Yes, which is surprising. Star Wars one didn't make the top 3, but I'm actually really excited about that one because it's tied to one of my favorite Star Wars movies. However, I don't know. I felt like these are, well, clearly Cobra Kai I'm a super fan of. It was between that and Cabinets, actually, and I kind of leaned Cabinets because,
Something new. Yeah.
But there you go. So, yep. So, good stuff coming.
D23 is next weekend, too. A lot of hot stuff.
I've seen the list of potential things that could come up.
There is a lot of stuff actually happening next week. You obviously have D23. There's the rumored PlayStation showcases possibly dropping on the 8th on Thursday. There's a lot of stuff going on. September is always a hot month, not only because of all the shows and movies and stuff that kick off that fall season. A lot of these distributors and these publishers and what have you start getting you hyped up for
the fourth quarter
for the next,
stuff.
Yeah, the fourth quarter and the next year. So 31 Days of Halloween coming up in Tricky's Theater and the Discord.
There you know.
Gonna be dope, man. I need those park updates. I don't know what that means. Cannot wait, Tricky. Tricky's awesome, Cherry.
He's talking about the Disney park.
Oh, okay. Hocus Pocus 2.
Cool.
Did
Anyways.
I don't even have to finish my question. My kids,
I get it, but I
fucking love that shit, man. And it drives me nuts because I don't know what channel shows. I don't think it's Disney. It was something else on TV. They show it every night.
Yeah, I don't.
Like every time I come home, I'm like, what the fuck is this movie doing on again?
Yeah, it's one of those things where I get curmudgeon about because like literally everybody just won't shut up about it, so I just don't give a shit.
You love it. I bet you own it.
It is what it is. I mean,
it is what it is.
I'm excited for everybody that's excited about it. I just don't give a shit.
Oh, man, Cherry, first off, fuck you both.
Yeah,
Oh, Cherry's coming in with that hot take. She
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
thinks Hocus Pocus deserved an Oscar. Is that, let us have it, Cherry, before we get into the movies. Let us have it. Sorry, I tried. Tone's not interested anymore. All right, so we've talked about what's on the small screen. Let's talk about what's on the big screen this fall.
Yes.
There are quite a few movies
Movies.
slated to drop this fall. Obviously, there's some big ones out there, but there's some smaller titles or titles that are a little bit more obscure that we kind of found on these lists. And we're like, man, we watch the trailers and we're like, shit, this actually looks pretty fucking good.
True.
First one we're going to talk about here is called The Menu.
Mm.
This drops on November 18th, starring Anya Taylor-Joy, Nicholas Hoult, and the great Ray Fiennes. And this is about a young couple that travels to a remote island to eat at an exclusive restaurant where the chef has prepared a lavish menu with some shocking surprises.
Robin from Pig.
Robin from Pig. This, if you guys watch the trailer, it is going to be a blend of. It looks like it's going to have some dark humor, a lot of dark humor, some well-placed comedy, but it's going to be very dark. It's going to be very cerebral. There's probably some thought-provoking stuff going on in this movie. This shit looks fucking dope. First of all, the cast is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Anya Taylor-Joy continues to excel as an actress. She's just very talented. She excels in horror. She is amazing in horror. She did The Witch. She was in Split. I mean, she has done a lot of her best work in the horror genre, so I'm really excited about that in that regard. Ray Fiennes is one of the better actors over from across the pond. He's been in a lot of great movies. He's I think he's an Oscar nominated actor. I think he got nominated for The English Patient. Just a really talented actor. Nicholas Hoult. We also saw some of the supporting cast is John Leguizamo. I can't remember the woman's name who played in Ozark, the lawyer.
Yeah, she played the lawyer. Well, she was also in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for a hot minute, too. She's got a long... Her career is actually very long. I did some research on her years ago, I think.
A lot of character acting.
Yeah, like a lot of different stuff. She's got an interesting background. But, the supporting cast looks really
You checked out the trailer just before the show.
I didn't actually watch it, and I was like, oh, yeah. That looks like a great movie. So
yeah,
definitely
it's going to be one of those movies where I think I could see it being a movie that people might not get into it, but because again, mixing horror and comedy is it's an art form. Like you really, especially when it's dark humor, and especially if the horror is kind of like really deep and dark, that's a hard balance and it's hard to pull off. But the people involved here, I have a lot of faith in it. I'm very, very, very confident this is going to turn out good. So November 18th, The Menu will be in theaters, again starring Anya Taylor-Joy, Nicholas Hoult, and Ray Fiennes, with a litany of fantastic character actors filling out the rest of the roster. Check out the trailer if you get time. It looks really good. Jay Hill, I agree. Jay Hill said this looks wild. I think it looks great. I can't wait to check this out. That is my first pick. Tone? We're going to stick with horror, and it's something that you and I are both very, very excited about. Pearl.
Yes.
Pearl will drop in 2 weeks, November 16th.
What studio?
A24, baby.
All right, that's all we need to hear.
Another A24 joint. The follow-up prequel to last year's, or this year. Was it this year or last year? I think it was this
Earlier
year.
this year, yeah.
Earlier this year, the movie X.
X, yeah.
That we both lauded and loved.
Yep. Really excited for this. So I feel like, of course, it was a big surprise that this was even coming because they filmed it alongside, if I think they remember correctly. They said something like that, too. Yep. And it's been kind of quiet for a hot minute. And then recently, I want to say in the last month or so.
July 26th, the trailer dropped.
Was that when it was?
Yep.
So here we are. So, very excited. I'm, and again, like I'm still kind of getting back into the horror well, it's more slasher for me anyways, but and I guess maybe they're probably the same, but to me I differentiate some. But I'm super hyped.
The thing that I loved about X is, yes, it was a slasher movie with a lot of those 70s and 80s, specifically like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But again, it had bits and pieces of that elevated horror where there was a little bit more going on that you had to think about. It was a slasher at heart, but it had what A24 just continues to pump out, and it's movies that has a little bit of more thought put into it and has you thinking a little bit more. And the way that they tie this in with X is really clever it's really cool to see how, and it's actually, this actress was in X, and now she's playing Pearl, which makes you wonder, was she, what's the connection there? So we're going to find out. But if you like gore and you like just very subtle humor, if you liked X, Pearl looks to be more of the same. I'm fucking hyped about this shit. X was the porno horror film. Yes, yep, it was the horror film where an amateur porn crew went out to like some backward ass Texas like ranch or whatever, and it was like a very, very, again, very Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That same type of vibe.
Don't read it out loud.
Thank you. Yeah, see that, my man. Fuck you, Blanco. I ain't reading shit, baby. I'm hyped for this. 9/16. We'll definitely be checking that out. But a week before that, Barbarian. Now, this one is interesting, you guys. This one is interesting because obviously the casting is great. Bill Skarsgård. We're all fans of Bill Skarsgård. He's got incredible range. He's been in horror before. He knows how to be very creepy. And this, what? Oh yeah, the girl's right there.
Jesus
they're right behind.
Christ.
Yeah, that's I specifically set it up that way.
Prick.
But Barbarian is the story of a woman staying in an Airbnb that discovers that the house she is rented to is not what it seems.
Or not vacant.
Not vacant at all either, because Bill Skarsgård is there. But this stars Bill Skarsgård, Justin Long, and Georgina Campbell. Now, what's interesting about this, Tone, is this was just, I think it was shown at either Cannes or Sundance Film Festival, and it has been receiving all sorts of praise and buzz. And the one thing that all the people have said, and this is what gets me excited about it, is see this movie as soon as you can. Go in blind. Don't read anything. Avoid spoilers, because it's supposedly, the way that the buzz is building is like a Sixth Sense style like twist at the end that you're not going to see coming. I fucking love that shit, especially if it's effective and it really hits you hard. I'm cool with that, dude. And so, Tone, I know we're going to try, next week's going to be busy. This comes out next week, next Friday. I'm going to try to go see it Thursday night. If Tone's able to get free, we might do a quick reaction video to it, spoiler free. But when I see a bunch of people, influencers, media, or just people who were invited to this or saw it at the festival, they have all said the same thing. Go in blind, avoid spoilers, and check this movie out. Again, we saw the trailer when we went and saw Black Phone.
Yep.
That was one of the trailers that ran. We were all just like, that looks fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And Justin Long knows how to do horror. He was in Jeepers Creepers. He was also in, I think, what was it? Drag Me to Hell. I think he was in Drag Me to Hell. I want to say he was in that. But he knows horror. Good cast. And again, it's just a lot of buzz about this movie to check this out. Tusk. There you go. I mean, like, look, I'm excited to see this. And hopefully we're able to go see it next week and we can talk about it on the 14th. But again, a lot of folks are saying, see this before the word starts to spread. So next weekend, make time, go see Barbarian. I'm hyped for it. Tone, to no surprise, your next most anticipated movie is Blonde. Just because it's something you can, do your thing.
Not a lot of NC-17 movies come out these days.
Man, there really isn't.
Actually, she was talking about it too. She thinks it's a little unfair. It sounds like that they got that rating.
Oh, really?
Didn't you see any of that? She was.
I didn't read the article.
Yeah, she's saying that she's a little confused by the rating. She's like, they try to portray honestly to the the real life whatever, and she's like, there's movies out there that don't get these ratings that why?
Really?
Yeah, she said something similar like that. So
okay, so a little controversy, which will always generate buzz.
And as a fan of presidential things as well too, I know there's got to be some tie in there with JFK.
Oh
so
yeah, yep. Kennedy will be in there.
That's a big reason for me to be kind of tied into that too a little bit. So exactly. Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, she's been nude in a lot of movies, not got NC-17. So I don't know what bar they push that gets that rating, unless you see a nutsack or something. I don't know, but
I feel like it's more than that.
Maybe, I don't know, but
we're gonna find out.
It's because is that okay, Blanco? But yeah. No, I'm really curious. I think she's one of these iconic characters in history just generally that, has been a benchmark for a lot of different actresses or paved different ways for different forms of media as well too. So I'm, we'll see. Curious.
If Blanco's saying no, that's for real. It's nothing sexual. If that's the case, if that's the reason it got an NC-17 rating, that's absurd. That's absolutely absurd. But yeah, this stars Ana de Armas, who is I just love her. I think she's an incredible actress. Adrian Brody and Garrett Dillahunt. It's a fictionalized chronicling of the inner life of Marilyn Monroe.
Never mind, it's fictionalized. Ooh, okay.
And it drops on Netflix on September 28th. Man, I can't read anything Brian says. I can't read it. Brian, I want to read it.
But if that's is that really what? So it got an NC-17 because of
she's lactating.
She's lactating. That's really fucking weird.
That's really fucking stupid, dude.
Right, because I've seen literally people pull on udders on cows before. Like, there's milk coming out there. What is it? Because
that's a Mario Kart. Is Mario Kart gonna get an NC-17?
Right, exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand. Like, what is it? Because it's a female breast. Is that why? Like, that's the dumbest thing ever. Breastfeeding is like part of life.
I thought honestly there was gonna be like some hardcore sex.
That's what
that's what I've always associated NC-17.
I thought maybe some anal. I don't fucking know.
I never figured it was tied to violence because I've seen multiple movies that are incredibly violent that don't have an NC-17 rating. It's okay, it can't be violent.
So because she's lactating.
Wow,
that's fucking
okay. That's cool. I mean, that's
weird.
Bizarre choice. But yeah, anywho, so that drops on November 28th. The next movie is the one I'm really excited about is Amsterdam, starring Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, John Washington, Anya Taylor-Joy, and your own favorite Robert De Niro, Timothy Olyphant. It's an all-star fucking cast.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
This and everyone's just doing like, especially when it's Christian Bale when he's like in character. When it's not when it's one of those performances where it's more like character driven and it's a character performance, that kind of stuff I love to see. But this is set in the 30s. It follows three friends who witness a murder, become suspect themselves, and uncover one of the most outrageous plots in American history.
I think it's gonna be sweet.
It is the Batman guy. According to CNN, Blonde received an NC-17 rating motion picture earlier this month due to some sexual content. Maybe the lactation comes into play with this. Maybe JFK okay. Anywho, moving on to Amsterdam. This show I think this movie, based on the cast alone, is one of those movies. I remember when we first saw the trailer, we were just like, "Oh, here's your Best Picture nominee.
Yeah.
This is a lock for Best Picture." You've got actors up and down that will get nominated for performances, whether it's supporting or main or lead actor, actress, whatever. This has all the potential of being like the year's biggest movie. Directed by Charles O. Russell. Obviously, he is no stranger to Oscar-nominated films. I think this trailer was dope. I think this movie looks amazing.
Yeah.
So Amsterdam is one that I am really, really looking forward to come November. So keep your eye on Amsterdam. And Tone, obviously, we can't talk about this or the fall slate of movies without talking about Wakanda Forever.
Right.
I mean, honestly, what more can you say? I mean, this is the final movie of Phase 4. It's going to be an emotional roller coaster. It's just it's. I'm really curious to see how they handle a lot of things. But I want to get your what are you looking forward to most, man?
Big one for me is finally seeing Namor, who is the original mutant, or whatever I guess in the comics. But just Namor in general, because Namor's badass. I love, I just love the character. I love Atlantis, just generally, and I know Atlantis is gonna be a little different, and it is what it is. I like what they've decided to go with direction with the character, but I just listen. Black Panther and Wakanda is one of my favorite MCU films. It's in there's how many now? It's probably in my top 5, 6, maybe whatever. So I'm really excited for it. I loved Chadwick a lot. I really, it's a bummer that, things have played out the way they are, but I also just, like you said, emotional roller coaster. I think they're going to do it really well. And I don't know. I think there's going to be some beauty behind it. So there's a lot of reasons I want to see it for many, many layers. Certainly it's going to be action packed. It's going to be some fun. It's going to be an MCU film, but this one's just going to have, like the first one to me, have a different sense of heart to it, and that's why I'm excited. So.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. Like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how they handle the loss of Chadwick Boseman. It'll be interesting to see who's going to take up the mantle as Black Panther. It's going to be interesting to see, how they're going to continue to move the MCU forward. What kind of big reveals will we get at the end? There's a lot. I feel like this particular movie is carrying a lot for the MCU in general. Because it's closing a chapter, but it's also the next. It's going to introduce us to the next phase of the MCU and kind of set expectations of where this is headed. So this movie has a lot riding on it. Honestly, there's a lot on the shoulders of this movie. The closure that's necessary. The kind of like the what's the word I'm looking for? Just the path where we're headed. There's a lot going on in this movie. Yeah. So really curious to see how this works out. This will drop on November 11th. We'll obviously probably be going to see that with Koi's Comics. That'll definitely be a movie where we're all going to see that. So really, really excited to see Wakanda Forever. Like you said, it'll be fun. It'll be sad. But, I feel like this is the type of movie that is able to give you all those different feelings and still be very, very impactful in terms of the storytelling. So, Namor and Blue Beetle are the first live-action Mexican superheroes. I'm about to be buying all that merch. I mean, it's all about that representation. I love the fact that they're bringing these characters in. And so, Black Adam in the fall preview.
He was in my runner. He was one of the runner-ups for me, Crash, yeah.
Yep, it's in there. It's just, like I said, man, we can't talk about everything. We would love to, but then we'd be here until 4 o'clock in the morning.
So we chose top 3, so that is in the top 3, or in my runner-ups, that's one of them.
Yeah, we'll be definitely seeing Black Adam, McCoy's Comics as well. There's just, there's a lot of movies coming out this fall. And some of them, like, I think Black Adam... I think the thing also we're trying to do with the fall preview and our most anticipated is also focus on some of the movies that might not be the big highlight movies. Obviously, Black Adam, Wakanda Forever for us, I think that's a little bit deeper than something like Black Adam. Black Adam's going to be fucking sweet. I'm excited to see it. But Wakanda Forever has a lot going on with it. That's going to be very impactful to the MCU and the fans of the MCU. That's a very important movie for the whole grand scheme of things. But then there's the other movies that are overshadowed by Wakanda Forever and Black Adam that are we feel are possible gems. So we don't want to move past those. You know what I'm saying? So just really excited about it overall. Crash's dad was revealed to be a CIA agent undercover. Kyle's actual name, although it's dumb, is not used. It's Kyle Vasquez. I must have missed part of that.
We're talking nerd stuff. Move on.
Nerd stuff. Okay. All right. So those are the movies that we're most excited about. If there's movies that you're excited about, we want to hear your thoughts. Sound off in the comments on YouTube or let us know on Spotify. We'll have a question attached to this week's podcast asking you, what are you looking forward to this fall, whether it's TV, movie, or game?
Also made my runner-ups there half-assed.
Yes, Weird Al is something that we're both looking forward to. That looks fucking amazing. All right, so we are now moving on to something. There it is.
Welcome back.
We're now talking about our most anticipated games of the fall. We've done shows. We've done movies.
We have.
Got to talk about video games, bro.
That's right.
We're nerds. We love our video games. First up, Tone, you were really excited about that. I did not think. This is not one of the games that I thought would make your top 3 most anticipated titles of the fall. Tactics Ogre Reborn from Square Enix, a strategy RPG. Tone, why are you super excited?
Because this is a franchise that has a pretty big cult following. I'll never forget on Super Nintendo, I had friends that were super fans of this game. When this game came out, there weren't a lot of games on console that was like this whatsoever. A strategy tactical game, RPG or whatever. We had RPG games and JRPGs and stuff like that, but we didn't have anything like this. So it's just really exciting to see something like this come back, and something that is deep from the chest, we'll say. So again, it's more. I love tactics games, but it's a different kind of grandiose scale of that as well too. So
what sets it apart for you?
Just a lot of the troop management, things in that nature that you can do with it. So I'm still gripping story, but it's I always feel like the regular tactics games feel like they're smaller scale stories, whereas this one just feels like it's bigger. Like just
a lot of
bigger in
menus
that
I
sense.
see. There's a lot of menus there.
Definitely enjoy those menus. So, but yeah, so I'm really excited about this. You know, I'm keeping my fingers that maybe I'll pick it up day one or something like that. But you know, me right now, I'm not playing a lot of games. I'm still grinding out other RPGs as well too. But you know, they might take a pause for something like this because I certainly want to support the fact that Square is kind of getting back into some of its roots in a way. And I feel like this is digging deep into those roots a little bit, and this is the kind of stuff I want to see. They've done great on the Nintendo Switch with their RPGs, and you know, I want them to continue to do that.
So now here's my question, man. Like, obviously, this game is coming to all platforms. Is this something you think would you'd want to pick up on the Switch? You know, something that you could take with you?
You know, I don't play the Switch Mobile as much as I would want to, or as much as I did when I initially had it. I should be playing it much more mobile. I just don't. I play mostly Mario Kart on, to be honest with you, nowadays. But you know, that's where I do buy a lot of the Square RPGs on there. I still haven't gotten Triangle Strategy, which is another one I want that I don't have yet. That's another tactics game. You know, I don't know. I might pick this up on the PlayStation just to have one of their games on the PlayStation, I suppose. But I haven't really decided yet because that has been the debate. Do I want this on the Switch or that? Because it's been the theme recently for a lot of Squaresoft or Square Enix games to buy them for the Switch because I have the opportunity to take a mobile if I decide to. But
it seems like it's a game that you would want to have on the, you know, that would be better mobile, you know?
Yeah, I just don't, though. That's the thing, you know, so.
The next game, the game that I'm looking forward to, I am excited to play it on the Switch because that's the only fucking place I can play it.
Right.
Mario vs. Rabbids is seriously one of the best games on the Switch. It is an excellent, like, XCOM style, like, tactical RPG. I actually loved the first game. It's probably my favorite game on the Switch that I played the most of. I just really enjoyed my time with it. And so when we look at Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope, which drops on October 20th, developed by Ubisoft Milan, I am hyped for this. The recent trailer that came out show how they've evolved the gameplay and how each of the characters has another like array of like moves and abilities, and the way that you play off one another and you use one another to get a height advantage or to bounce around a map outside of your range that you can travel. There's just so much strategy in these games, and it's just it's got that Mario humor. But man, don't let the cutesy look of it like fool you. This is a deep tactical RPG.
Yeah.
In the same vein as like XCOM, and it's very, very well done. The first game was an incredible game. It's one of my, honestly, man, when I bought the Switch, I picked it up for Breath of the Wild, and that really didn't do a whole lot for me. I know I'm in the minority here. But when I picked up Mario vs. Rabbids and played that, I was like, Jesus, this is fucking awesome. And to have that mobile was one of the best games I played on mobile.
Little known fact is that was probably the most returned game for anybody that worked at a GameStop.
Really? No, because they didn't like it or because there was no replayability to it?
Because parents saw Mario.
Oh, really?
And then they buy it for their kid.
Oh, and they're expecting a 3D Mario.
They're thinking Mario, and they're like, what the fuck is this shit? If I had a fucking dime for every time I returned this fucking game,
really,
I wouldn't be sitting here. Fuck you.
That just shows how uncultured their kids are.
I suppose. So it eventually got to a point where I was like, hey, you know, this game's like $20.
They come up to you, hey, I want to buy this for my kid.
Hey,
this is not what you think it
because
is.
that game went on sale a lot,
very
honestly, after a few years, because it wasn't a Nintendo game. It wasn't actually a Nintendo game. It was
Right.
Ubisoft developed it. Right. It would get $20, $30 and Christmas shopping, Black Friday. Oh, rabbits. Nope. This is for your kid? Yep. Nope. You don't want this game.
It's not what you think.
Not what you think it is. So,
which is unfortunate because it is. It really is. Did you ever play it?
No.
You're not much. Are you kind of an XCOM?
I like these games. It just never like. I never give my, and this is on me, and I will admit this, and it's sad. I never gave and have given the Switch as much attention as I should.
No, that's
have.
fair.
And that's on me. And I totally get that. I still buy all my RPG. I have a lot of RPGs on it, and like I said, I play the fuck out of Mario Kart on it because that is it's the best game on Switch. But for me, but yeah, I never just never jumped into it. I've always thought about it, always wanted to. I may have it free from some code I might have gotten years ago, and it might be in my list somewhere, and it might I don't know. I just never got around to it.
It's just crazy because again, you look at the art style and and the rabbits are so fucking goofy,
Yeah.
and you're just thinking it's gonna be like this, just like you said, the parents like, oh, it's just a kid's game. It's Mario versus a bunch of rabbits.
You buy it for the kid.
But then they jump into it and they realize, oh, you got to put some fucking thought into this
my
game.
kid's a dum-dum. Can you do a return? Yeah, I can return it for you.
Brian says he gave all the Switch all the attention it deserves.
I love the Switch.
It's like I said, man. But it's funny because the Switch, I do like the Switch. But I told Brian just recently I fired up Helldivers on the Vita, and man, the Vita just a great system.
R.I.P.
I mean, God, it was ahead of its time.
R.I.P.
And
So is the OG PSP.
And it's wild, dude, because you sit there and you play the Vita, which came out in 2014, and you look at all the mechanics of the system, and you look at everything that the system can do in terms of like its online functionality, and you're just like, this thing just shits all over the Switch. I don't have to fucking use my phone to talk to somebody when I'm playing a game with them. Plug my headset in, form a party on the Switch, and go to it. It's just, it's wild, man. Sony oh, God, I don't want to get on the Switch. Don't get me started on the Vita. I will fucking go on and on and just shit all over Sony because the fucking Vita was a dope-ass system. Shame on you, Sony. All right, moving on. But yes, also, Mario's vs. Rabbids, October 20th. Pick that shit up. Not for your kids. You. Pick it up for you. Kids are going to fucking hate it. You're going to love it.
You're going to love it.
All right, Tone. This one doesn't need an
we
we'll briefly watch you jerk off to this, but you're probably your most, well, I don't know. I don't want to say
this
most.
This has been in my top 3 since, because, let's see, a couple years ago when they first announced this, 'cause it's been a couple years, I want to say, but this has definitely been probably my most anticipated game for the PlayStation for a while, or just generally, for sure. Yeah, this has definitely been one of mine. Yeah, it's one of my the lead guy is from one of my all-time favorite game series. And that's only
Schofield,
and that's only been about a fucking decade since that came out. So
I mean, we've seen so many gameplay videos of Callisto Protocol, which drops on December 2nd, close to your birthday.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking close.
Day after, but yeah.
Pretty close. There's not really much more we can say. The game has sold itself. The trailers have sold this game to everybody. It's got the Dead Space vibes. It looks incredible. It's gory as fuck. There's some deep gameplay mechanics with how you have to handle certain creatures. We found out today that there's a trophy on social media. There's a trophy in this game that requires you to die in every single way possible. You have to go out there. It's kind of like when I play Mortal Kombat and I go out and I just try to like do all the fucking fatalities. That's what it's going to ask you to do in this game to get that trophy or that achievement. You got to go out there and find every fucking way for your character to die. And I don't know if you guys and girls have seen it. And if you haven't, shame on you. Like the deaths of the creatures that you kill are awesome, but it's just a little bit more detailed when you die. And it's horrific, and it looks incredible. But yes, Callisto Protocol on Tone. This is a super highly anticipated game for this fall. It looks incredible. It looks like it's gonna be terrifying. I'm on board. There will be cake for
that will be
know. Well, that will what? Well, that will be cake for some. I mean, yeah, I'll die a lot and probably turn the game up because I suck. Oh yeah, actually, I think he dies right here. This is one of the deaths. I think he gets like chopped up. So let's just watch this for a second, because like seriously, they're fucking grotesque deaths, especially when you die. This looks black. Looks really.
Yeah, this whole scene looks.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he dies right here.
"10 minutes later, still going down the same fucking thing." Jesus Christ.
This is what you call pacing issues. Like, how long do you really need to slide down this far? Like, that's a lot of sliding.
Especially live streaming.
Right during a show, waiting to get to the money shot.
Hey, cool. This is like my fucking pee hole the next day after I drank so much.
There he is. Ah! He's in a Oh, see, that's.
There we go.
That's fucking hot, dude. Yeah, that looks really good. All right, so moving on to another one of my most anticipated titles is Scorn. This is a a first-person survival horror with puzzle elements. It's from developer Ebb Software. It'll be day one with Game Pass on Xbox. Obviously, there's a lot of great horror games coming out this year. We have another. What's the anthology games? Man of Medan. They have another one of those coming out this fall. Obviously, we have Callisto Protocol. We also have The Chant, which is one. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for The Chant. A lot of Lovecraftian horror in that trailer. I'll have to send it to you. Looked really good. The Scorn is something that was announced a while back. I'm really excited for this. Looks like there's, again, anytime you can take survival horror, I like puzzle elements in game that require you to solve puzzles and shit like that. I dig that stuff. But if you've got the atmosphere and you got the gore and you've got the horror, I'm totally on board for that. This drops on October 21st. Shocking time. Right up next to Halloween. But this will be on Xbox and PC. It's part of Game Pass. Again, not a whole lot we know about the story itself, but just the world that they've created is very horrific.
It looks good, and I would say like a lot of puzzle games that you enjoy as well too. I mean, there's a reason why you don't beat them. You can't get past the first puzzle. So
I actually have beaten quite a few puzzle games in my life. Thank you very much. Yeah, I have. Seriously, man. Fuck off. But no, I'm excited for this, man, because again, I like horror games, man. I love the atmosphere, especially when you get to these next-gen systems, the way they use audio and they use the presentation, the HDR. They can just really immerse you in these worlds and scare the shit out of you. And horror is just a fun genre for me. I just love being scared. I love being like, the grotesque visuals that you see.
It's like you're in my colon.
Ugh. Yeah, I mean, that's nasty. Fucking gross. Yeah. But Tone, I think at the end of the day, dude,
we know.
And I want to go back to what Brian said just a moment ago. He said he mentioned
live sliding on the stream.
He mentioned that this game that we're going to talk about here is like his most anticipated title. I do feel like this fall is a little light compared to recent years in terms of game releases, and maybe this is just a byproduct of COVID and all these studios working from home.
I really do.
I think 2023 will probably be the revival of fall.
I do.
The fall rush of games. But I would agree with Brian. I would say that this fall it is a little bit light, but it doesn't, it doesn't have it doesn't not have those big juggernaut games that you would expect to see. Obviously, nothing's going to derail Call of Duty from being out every year. But there are a lot of games. Sons of the Forest just got delayed from October to February. Oh, man, Sons of the Forest?
The Forest sequel? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got to let people in.
See, everything's getting pushed to 2023, so I feel like 2023 is going to be like the true year of gaming for next gen. But Tone, obviously, no introduction necessary. On November 9th, God of War Ragnarok, the sequel to 2018's God of War, will be upon us. Game Informer is currently handling that's their cover story of the month.
Still exists?
What's that?
That still exists?
Yep, it still does. I actually do like Game Informer. I know the association with GameStop.
Right. No, I really enjoy their preview write-ups.
Yeah, they're really in-depth. And I love their interviews with the developers. They get a lot of good information, but they released a bunch of screenshots today. This just looks obviously more of the same. But even some of the videos that we see that Game Informer released, the game looks incredible.
Yeah. I mean, I will if it's anything like the last one, I will play this straight for 2 weeks and probably won't sleep a couple nights because of it. Because, I mean, I came into God of War late. I actually didn't play the OG God of War until PS3 when they did put out the collection.
Yep.
That was late for me. And when I first played that one and realized the entire game and the entire level was one massive puzzle, like you're in the puzzle box or something, I was blown away by that alone. I mean, not to mention the combat's fun. It was definitely... I mean, you can button mash your way through it instead of doing combos. Clearly, you want to do the combos, but I was instantly hooked on the series. Like, I was late bloomer to it, and it was unfortunate because then you play the second one. The second one, you're like, what the fuck? Yeah. Then the third one, you're like, how does the game start out like this?
Dude, my God, the battle
fighting Poseidon, dude, like right at the beginning, and then. So just generally like Kratos is like, I know we were talking about on Twitter. Who do we think is to me, Kratos is the Sony mascot, and it's definitely. I think their mascots are fluid. I think at one time, Crash Bandicoot,
was
maybe
there.
Sweet Tooth,
Drake
and,
was a part of the conversation. Aloy's there,
Jack and Daxter. It's a fluid thing, but Kratos to me will always be their Master Chief to me, very honestly. So
Yeah, no, I mean this. Like, I finally got around to finishing the first game
It's an incredible fucking game.
A couple months ago, and it really is, man. It's an amazing game. It's the story was incredible. The world to explore was incredible. Visually, obviously, Sony Santa Monica is just going to put out a fucking incredible game. Technically speaking,
it is so incredibly.
The fact there's no loading screens is mind blowing to me.
It is very dicey in taking a big chance in literally revamping and modernizing your game that's been the same for X amount of years and doing what they did, but keeping core elements of what made it so fun and then completely turning into a third person over the shoulder and remodeling. Like that's taking a chance.
That's a huge
and
chance.
You know what? Not a lot of fucking developers out there could do it, but Santa Monica could. And they did, and it did it really well. So, holy shit. Give me more. I'm hyped. Like I said, I'm fucking hyped. I love it. Character's great.
And we know we found out from the Game Informer article today that they're obviously building upon the combat from the first one. We know the triangle button is going to be tied to some more elemental damages. So I mean, they're really going to utilize the DualSense to get the most out of the game in terms of the combat. Based on what we saw from the trailers, this game looks beautiful on the PS5. I expect it to sound incredible. I expect it to play incredible. This is the final entry. They're not going to continue this story after this. I do know Sony Santa Monica has another IP that they want to focus on after this. Now, I'm not saying this is the end of Kratos, but I think it might be a short break for him going forward. But this will conclude this Ragnarok story. Will be able to jump more than 3 feet on any ledge this time, or is he still only able to climb ledges that have symbols on them? You mean like a lot of third-person games?
Yeah, like Gears of War.
I mean, I don't need a jump if I'm. If he's doing the jump thing, that is like the most played out bit ever. I remember when they did a gameplay segment for it at E3, and there was a lot of fanboys like, "Oh, you can't jump in this game," and then it just gets like Game of the Year. It just wins all these awards, and it's just like, I don't need to jump. So, Cherry says they need to re-release a new Assassin's Creed. It sounds like we're going to get one in March. There was a leak that dropped earlier this week that Ubisoft has another game in the Assassin's Creed storyline that will drop in March. It's going to remove a lot of the RPG elements that a lot of people have grown to appreciate in the most recent games. And then the plan is to focus on a new or a remake of the first Assassin's Creed. And they're obviously a complete remake, a retelling, or something to that effect. So it's going to be obviously next-gen stuff. The first Assassin's Creed, I liked it, but I remember the controls were a little
I was just going to
funky.
say, like, if anything, that's actually quite all right, because the original fucking Assassin's Creed compared to the rest, controls and everything,
Yeah, it was really bad.
It could probably
Did
use
not
a
age
fucking...
well.
No, it did not age very well at all, so, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess the plan is Ubisoft is going to have, I think it's this month or next month, they have a showcase.
Yeah, it's called Here Comes Our Live Service Games.
But they are going to discuss the future of Assassin's Creed at this event. So we will hear about what the plans are for Assassin's Creed, but by all accounts, it sounds like we can expect another one sometime in the spring. I don't know much about it, but it just sounds like we will have another Assassin's Creed game, and then they'll be remaking the first one, but they will be kind of diving into what the plans are for Assassin's Creed going forward at an event at some point in the near future. So I'm excited for God of War Ragnarok, man. It's great story, it's great combat. Zach says not jumping, just climbing any ledge. For me, it was strangely shocking, immersion breaking in the last one. Homie is a god, man. I mean, I guess if that's the one thing that people have said about the game,
if that's your critique, Game of the Year.
I would just be like, if that's my only issue with the game, then I would say that's good.
Yeah.
As long as it's not like the story sucked, the combat was lame, which would kill any game. If my critique is I have to climb on a ledge, I would say we're doing pretty good.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know. I blocked and tumbled.
Atreus did suck though. I feel like it's one of those things. There were times, honestly, man. I remember playing the first Last of Us. There would be times Ellie would be popping off about something like, okay, maybe it's a little overkill with the kid. Maybe there were times Atreus was popping off a little bit, so maybe they need to tame that up a little bit or make their comments a little bit more meaningful. So I can get that part of it, but I do feel like Atreus played a good part in the combat in terms of like building up your combos, using his bows when you needed him to set up other combos. So in terms of like some of the dialogue, yeah, sometimes, but in terms of the gameplay, I feel like Atreus actually elevated the gameplay quite a bit.
Yeah, the shocking so you could stun lock shot was great, I thought.
Kratos should have a daughter, call her Elias. Oh, dude. Oh, Last of Us God of War crossover. I feel like they'd be running out of ideas if they did that. So I don't know how I would feel about that.
I don't feel about that either.
But
I'll do it.
Tone. That is it.
All right.
Episode 90.
90.
Our fall preview.
Yeah, a lot of stuff coming.
Lots of great movies, lots of great shows, lots of great games. This fall is going to be bumping. We'll be covering a lot of this stuff. It's exciting time. I've always liked the fall, man. When it comes to entertainment, video games is a little light this fall, but for the most part, I love the fall rush of games. I love the fall rush of movies and the TV shows, football. It's great, Brian says, what are y'all doing for episode 100? We don't know yet, Brian.
Yeah, probably going to be getting drunk and
It'll
maybe
be somewhere near Christmas time, it sounds like.
Yeah, we're probably going to be doing some mixed drinks.
Yeah, we'll probably be doing liquor on a Friday. Not reading that, Brian. But yeah, it'll probably be a Friday night or a Saturday stream, and we'll just get shit faced.
Yeah,
probably have a
likely.
couple of guests on.
Yeah, well, we'll try to come up with something maybe. Yeah,
we're not gonna just
I'm not gonna eat bamboozle beans and fucking.
We got a lot of
watch
stuff.
him puke.
We'll make sure it's fun. We want to have a good time, and the most important thing is we want to spend it with you guys and girls. So I think always like on a Friday night, especially like when it's winter time, everyone's usually home. Everyone wants to look something to do on a Friday night. Let's get fucking shit faced.
Maybe Cherry. Maybe we'll
roast.
Maybe we'll come up with something that's not a terrible idea. I know we did something last time.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, they got to be entertaining hosts too. But so to get a few things, I'm just kidding.
Take care of it.
Roast back. So as always, the little housekeeping things. Don't forget, if you get a chance, hit that exclamation point HABR. Get in there and check out Half-Ass Beer Reviews YouTube channel if you have not yet. If you aren't even a craft beer connoisseur, but people maybe that are, go give him some love over the YouTube channel over there. We love doing content with him when we're able to as well too. But he's out there grinding very hard every week out there, showcasing all kinds of beer all over the nation, things in that nature. Great stuff. Love, again, still some of my favorite content that any of my friends produce. I love everything that all my friends produce, but as an alcoholic or functioning alcoholic, a little extra love there. So make sure to check him out. And of course, Seven Dungeons, like we said earlier this week, he did finish his campaign. We've got a one-shot coming up on September 24th where, the two of us, along with Cuddles, Mike over at TNS, and Grayson from the 7D, we're going to get together and play some D&D. Then he's prepping him. He's got some stuff, content coming down the road. I might get a hand in a few things as well, too. But the Season 2, hopefully in the next month and a half. So make sure to give him some love and check his stuff out as well, too. So we do work really close with those two. But, at the end of the day, as always, make sure if you keep doing what you're doing, which we really appreciate, which is being here, sharing our content, liking, subbing, following, commenting wherever you are, whether it's Spotify, iTunes, Anchor, YouTube, Facebook, whatever it is, give us that feedback. We are compiling all the answers still from the Survey Monkey in the next couple weeks.
A couple of you guys, girls, filled out a couple more surveys. So
we appreciate that.
Stuff. We have a lot of stuff to go through, so really appreciate it.
It's going to take us probably a couple weeks, probably to the 14th, to get through some of that, and hopefully we can discuss a little bit of that either then or the week after. We do want to take some time on the show to be able to talk about those things with the community live as well too. I think that's only fair as well too.
Good conversation.
Absolutely. And as always, do not forget, on the horizon, it seems like a far time away, but it's really not, the Midland Mall Comic-Con, March of next year. Plan for it if you can make it. We'd love to have you. It's going to be a good time, going to be bigger. A lot of things going on. If you want a vendor spot, if you know somebody that does, get a hold of me ASAP. Those are moving out fast. So a lot of good stuff on the horizon as well, too. So, again, can't thank you guys enough for all your support. It's a lot. I know it, and I appreciate it.
We love you guys and gals very, very much. Remember, next Wednesday, there will not be an episode of Banter and Babble, but I'll be live either with the community night or I'll be checking out another indie title or something like that. Just playing games and having drinks. I got a short week next week, so I'll probably get drunk more than anything. B&B Hangout when? Well, we kind of missed our summer window. I fucked that up badly because Jay Hill was actually in Michigan, and I wanted to try to do something for that. By the fact that, but because I was not able to get our new deck put in or a new patio put in, that kind of like just fucked up my summer. But you know, hey, Midland Mall Comic Con, if you're in Michigan, maybe we can go over to you know, a bar somewhere, get drunk. You know, we know a couple bars around here that are good people.
I like getting drunk.
What's that?
I like getting drunk.
I mean, we all like getting drunk, but we can go out to the Oracle and cut loose and have a little bit of fun. So
maybe we can plan something this time with them. Maybe we'll try to organize something.
I really think we should do that.
Yeah.
We
need to get hold of them anyways. But
it's kind of like our unofficial headquarters when we go out.
It kind of is.
Should face the Oracle. But let's all take turns pissing a dude some pump. I mean, no. You can piss outside though. Nice outside. Oracle for show. That is something we do need to work on and get figured out ASAP. I like that. We talked a little bit something about maybe like a group effort.
Yeah, we should. We need to. Yeah, stop fucking around.
Need to work on that. But yeah, that's gonna do it for tonight's show. Appreciate each and every one of you hanging out. And again, if you're watching on YouTube and if you want to comment on any of the topics we talked about, please do. We're gonna read it, and if it's interesting, we're gonna talk about it next week. Same if you're listening on Spotify. If you're listening to the show, go into like the menu of Spotify and you'll be able to see that we have like a community question, a community poll. Be a part of that. We'd love to read your thoughts and hear your responses to those things. It really keeps the conversation going after every episode.
Mm-hmm.
And as Tone mentioned, hit the like button, hit that sub button, hit share it with your friends. We appreciate it. If you're watching on iTunes or listening on iTunes and Spotify, hit that 5-star review. Really, really like it. Write out a nice review. Those help so much. A lot. Really appreciate you guys and girls. But for those of you that tune in every week, you're the real MVPs, and we love you guys and girls for being here and being a part of the conversation. That's what makes the show so fun. We get to hear from y'all. Even you, Brian, when you type out that sick, twisted shit, we love you for it. Here's my thoughts. Hocus Pocus rocks. El Blanco comes in and saves the day. Cherry will probably marry you. We appreciate y'all. I'm the Dude79. This is Fanboytone. Go Michigan State Friday night. Everyone have a great, safe Labor Day weekend. It's the end of summer, y'all. This is it. And then the shitty-ass winter is coming, Tone.
Mm-hmm.
In Michigan, that means something.
First, pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice first. We got a couple months of fall. Have a great weekend, everybody. Next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, either going to be a community night or an indie title, and then B&B will return with Rohit Raju
14th.
on September 14th. Have a great night, everybody.